380 Del Cerro Boulevard there, right off 8 and College, right off the freeway. So if you're heading on your way to work, you can pop off the freeway, run on over, pick up some food. We got breakfast served by Sombreros Mexican food. Shake some hands, take some pictures, throw some high fives. But we got special guests coming in. I can see K&B Bistro. If you've never been there before, check the place out. Check out Keg and Bottle, the Hogwarts of liquor, and you'll go, oh, I get it.
And that's what these guys have been talking about for the last almost year, by the way. March 9th was our very first Bar Car Friday ever with Tony Conja and Keg and Bottle, and that's coming up soon. We're going to have to do something bigger than the big game tailgate for the 1-year anniversary.
March 9th?
March 9th.
That's a month after the big game tailgate.
I know it.
So we got to do the Bar Card anniversary.
Bigger big game tailgate.
Wow. Well, I mean, I'm excited for it. March 9th, I mean, that's leading right up to March Madness. Am I allowed to say that?
I mean, in conversation.
Oh, yeah. So, we're just talking shop here. We're talking shop.
Speaking of March Madness, the best bracket ever went viral again yesterday. I don't know if everyone saw that.
Right.
Kind of fun. And so we still got to figure out what we're going to do with that this year.
Yes, we do.
I don't know if I want to touch it. It's like a reunion episode of Seinfeld. It's like, well, what are you going to do to improve it?
Yeah. What actually I got out of that clip when you reposted it and it started to get traction again as I was watching it back, I went, oh, yeah, that was Pie Day.
Yeah,
that was Pie Day.
7-Eleven pizzas are in front of the whole
there's apple pies, there's cherry pies, there's pizzas in front of us. It looks like madness. So, I mean, I think Pie Day has to be celebrated again, obviously. Should we do a different kind of Pie Day? I mean, instead of just generality pie?
I think we can do 7-Eleven pizzas again.
The winner of Pie Day, I think, with a perfect score was the KFC chicken. That one ranked the highest somehow, some way. So congratulations, KFC. But can you hold on to the title this year? We will find out. But the Pro Bowl is going on. And did you watch any of this, Fletch?
I actually watched way too much of it. And then I went back this morning and still watched more of it. I thought I get what they're trying to do. And I do appreciate the fact that they're trying to liven it up a little bit from what the Pro Bowl used to be. I thought it was incredibly cringy yesterday at times with the cast that was on ESPN at the time. And I really like all of them. I think Laura Rutledge is fantastic. Ryan Clark has some wacky takes, but I think he's good at what he does. I just thought that they were trying to force feed something when if they would have had some fun with it, it would have been a little better. Like the players weren't taking it all that seriously.
No.
So why is the cast of characters on ESPN taking it super seriously?
Yeah, I almost would rather. Did you ever watch Wipeout?
Oh, yeah, loved Wipeout.
Okay, so with the commentators of Wipeout, or there's a golf show, a miniature golf show that I can't remember what it's called.
The Steph Curry one.
Yes. Yeah, that one. So the commentators on that they take it so seriously that it makes it goofy. I feel like they need to go that route instead of trying to make it like we're actually watching a game somewhere. But you're right. Players weren't that into it because they didn't care a whole lot if they were knocked out of some of these competitions. The best catch competition was dumb.
I think so too. Like you could tell some players were putting in a lot of effort, like Puka Nacua with the wakeboard.
Yeah,
it was a cool idea.
Cool idea, but it was still dumb. I mean, it wasn't that great of a catch. I mean, that's the stupid stuff we do, I guess, when we're drunk out on a lake. But I mean, it wasn't like it was insane. They threw the ball right to him. All you had to do was drop the rope and grab it.
Cool ideas, poor execution. Now, the dodgeball game, which last year was actually really great, this year the NFC just kicked the AFC's ass, and like it ended up being Minkah Fitzpatrick against the entire NFC. Yeah. And so it was like it wasn't as fun as last year was, where Tyreek Hill made some crazy catch. But overall, I like what they're trying to do. They need to get better play-by-play would be my guess.
Yeah, the center trying to snap the ball through the holes, which I mean, I get it. I get you're trying to get every piece involved here, and I like it. But I mean, the center's not a long snapper.
No. Now, did you see somebody pull the driver on the par 3 competition?
No, I didn't see that. I missed that.
Par 3 competition, which shocker, was dominated by a punter. It was closest to the pin challenge, a kicker, and then a punter, a fullback, Alex Ingold with the Ravens. He was the first one to put it like 13 feet. And then the punter for the Cowboys, I believe, Brian Anger, he was the one that put it like 2 feet from the pin.
Yeah, right. And then, but there were still quite a few people after him.
There was a ton of people, but it's just funny that the kicker and the fullback are the two guys that
right.
best
Right.
golfers in the group.
The-
And there were some shanks, and some dude pulled out a driver and hit it about 10 feet in front of him. It was very TD. The whole thing, the golf thing was actually the most entertaining part for me, because you could tell, like, there were guys who play regularly, and those are the guys who aren't the most important pieces to a football team. And then there's guys like Kyle Hamilton, who's one of the better safeties in the league, who doesn't even know how to swing a golf.
See, I wanted to laugh more at that. I just didn't find it as funny as I thought it would be when people were shanking the ball. Actually, the most fun competition that I watched yesterday that I thought was fun was I feel like they called it Last Chance, the one where they had to hold the balls and catch the.
And that one had some drama.
Yeah, that one was fun to watch.
Who was the guy that ended up winning? I don't know how he was holding on to that many footballs.
Okay.
When he ended up catching the last one.
Right, but also what was incredible was, I mean, as they're trying to hold on, you had to hold on to as many footballs as you could, and then try to catch a kick that was, sent from a machine. They would put the balls between their legs and hop over and catch the thing. I mean, it was actually pretty fun. I liked that one a lot, but for the most part, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Pro Bowl's still not really working for me. I'm trying to find what the right answer would be for the Pro Bowl, and I just haven't come up with it.
I don't know either. And until you get the players either taking it super seriously or the right mix of play-by-play. Like, honestly, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman should be doing the play-by-play for that, and they should be going above and beyond to make it sound like they are fully bought in. But other than that, it's not really going to work just with a cast of analysts just sitting there talking about it. Because if you like the precision passing, which was the thing that opened it up, which I'm sure a lot of people actually tuned out in the middle of it. Like, you had Baker Mayfield out there, who obviously hasn't thrown a football since the last time he was on the football field.
Yeah.
And like, none of them were all that good. Baker ended up winning the thing, and I thought his first score was a little bit underwhelming.
Yeah, and a lot of the precision passing or the precision snapping competition was a lot of let's just fire the ball as fast as we can, not so much aim. So a lot of those centers, which, I mean, I get that too. They were just getting tossed balls and they were just hammering the board behind them with, I mean, just peppering it.
I'll tell you what kept me locked in, TD. This actually happened this morning when I woke up. It was the first thing to pop up on social media when I woke up this morning was the live feed of what was going down. Is it called Gobbler's Knob?
Yeah.
Which sounds extremely dirty.
Yeah, it does.
But it is Groundhog's Day. And the first thing that happened when I opened up TikTok this morning was the live broadcast of what was happening. And I woke up about 20 minutes before the big announcement. So I got to watch this live. But if anybody missed it, here is the reading of what Punxsutawney Phil found when he walked out of his little hole this morning.
Second, Punxsutawney Phil, the seer of seers, prognosticator of all prognosticators, was awakened from his wintry nap at dawn on Gobbler's Knob. Phil looked to the skies and then, speaking in groundhogese, directed the president to the proper scroll, which reads, "Another winter's slumbered pause so I could meet the crowd. Hard to sleep anyway when the party's this loud. I envy your energy. I envy the fun. I envy all of you and your opposable thumbs. But it's not what I feel, it's what I see and what you hear. So gather round and let me be clear. Atmosphere is a wonderful thing, and we can create our own and the weather it brings. It brings hope for the future and so much more. Maybe some Punxsutawney Phil write-in votes in 2024.
Wow. They want to be president. Unbelievable.
But what this weather did not provide is a shadow or reason to hide.
Wow.
Glad tidings on this Groundhog Day. An early spring is on the way.
Wow. I mean, how about that? Early spring, everybody. Now, I don't know if he's right that often. I don't know if he's right.
You mean a magical groundhog that comes out of the ground surrounded by men in suits talking groundhogese? Is it scientifically sound?
Listen, I want it to be. I mean, I'm all about it. PETA, of course, PETA angry that there's a groundhog that's being used for this. I'm sure that groundhog is treated like a king, so I'm not sure why they're so angry. But they want the groundhog replaced with just a giant coin because he's only right 40% of the time. So there's coin flip.
30, 40,000 people there.
Dude, it's a big deal. I mean, it's a real big deal.
People fly in from all over the country to see this at 3 in the morning or whatever it happens.
So to all our listeners, here we're talking. It's Groundhog Day, of course. I have been trying for weeks to secure a guest to talk to us about Groundhog Day. Michael Shapoloni, the executive director of the Pennsylvania Tourism Office, will join us. Woo! Yes, so we are excited to get an update out there from Gobbler's Knob. And we got boots on the ground. So we'll be looking forward to talking with him here coming up shortly. So maybe he talks to the groundhog.
It is wild that is a thing.
Yeah.
It, like the lineage of people that pass down as president of this, like it goes from father to son over. It's like a king.
Yeah. You're talking about from the groundhog.
No, from the people who are in charge of the groundhog.
Oh, yeah. There's like an inner circle.
Yeah,
they actually think that's what they're called. It's something like that.
The first question we ask the person, is this a cult?
I guess so. I want to know where it ranks on the level of tourist spots. I mean, like, is this the most like, do people go here more than any other place in Pennsylvania?
And why did we trust a groundhog with this information?
That's a good point. Like, why did the groundhog get pulled in? We got
how
a lot
much
of
money
questions.
Do these people make?
We got a lot of questions.
Like,
so
is
we're
this
going to
their
need
only job is to take care of the groundhog all year round for a 20-minute thing in the morning of February 2nd?
Also, great questions. Again, I mean, we'll write these down, and we'll figure it out. We'll get to the bottom of it. So, man, oh man, listen, Groundhog Day the movie. You like it? You don't like it?
I love it.
I feel like that movie's perfect. I mean, I feel like it's perfect. And I know that people will go, oh, well, did you see that in the opening scene, the sun is actually over on this side, which it can't be. So that scene was filmed in the afternoon. Yeah, I get it. I understand there was filming constraints and there were plot holes here that didn't quite line up. But as a whole, the movie, it's honestly one of my tops, like top 3.
It's not bad. So Big Rich is on his way in. We will see him shortly. The Big Game Tailgate is a week from today. We will see that shortly, and hopefully we will see all of you out there for the Big Game Tailgate because we got 65-inch TV to give away. Sombreros Mexican food will be on site. Pit Viper sunglasses are coming in hot.
Pit Viper, known as the sunglasses that sunglasses would wear if sunglasses would wear sunglasses.
We're all going to be wearing it.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you guys to see my outfit that I'll be wearing.
So I didn't know I was supposed to get an outfit.
You don't have to. I think it's fairly predictable what I'm going to be wearing. It's the Big Game Tailgate.
So
I'm a big fan of one of the teams in the big game.
Got it. You're wearing a Coors Light jumpsuit.
No.
Coors Light.
Damn it.
What? Coors Light.
I might be making some Amazon returns.
Do you want to hit a halfie here?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Big deal as Puxatawny Phil does not see his shadow. So we will have early spring this year. Starting off with Aztecs Hoops this morning. Critical game in the Mountain West tomorrow at Viejas Arena. San Diego State taking on Utah State at 12:30. Pre-game coverage is going to get underway at 11:30. John Schaefer and I will be out in Aztecs courtyard at Viejas Arena. It's going to be a whole courtyard activation, actually. One of our pop stations is sending over a DJ. It's going to be a big deal out there as San Diego State takes on the number 1 seed in the Mountain West. Currently, Utah State. Tickets still available at goaztecs.com. Over in the NFL, Pro Bowl skills competition got going yesterday. NFC opened up a 6-point lead ahead of the 7-on-7 flag football game coming up on Sunday. And in the NBA last night, Lakers got a 114-105 win over the Celtics. Sixers won a close one over the Jazz, 127-124. Big Rich is in the freaking house.
Woo! Yeah.
Good morning, sunshine.
Good morning. Well, he's got to do your camera right now, man. Oh, we just got it fired up because guess what? I was late too. So somebody else in this room had to go do the news hit this morning.
All we did was talk movies.
Yeah.
All I have to say is be careful driving out there.
Man, yeah, no doubt. Rich saying be careful driving out there. Absolutely. Roads are wet. And like I said it on our way in here, right as we opened up the show, man, it was pouring rain on me up in the North County. So I'm not sure what it looks like around the rest of the county, but
Not good.
No, we just got the weather report. No, it's got the weather report not good. So be safe is all we're saying.
By the way, to Ben Fletcher's point about Punxsutawney Phil, I really do hope it's not, but I do get death cult vibes.
Don't you?
A little bit. Like when we talk to Michael in just a few minutes here, one of my lead questions for him is, listen, that groundhog doesn't do exactly what you want him to do. What happens to the groundhog?
Just saying, a lot of groundhogs look just like Punxsutawney Phil.
Listen, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between one Phil or the next.
Like everyone's heard the whole tale about babysitting a cat. The cat dies. You just replace the cat, right?
Yeah,
Which TD should have taken that lesson to heart when his cat cost him $15,000. But when you look at Punxsutawney Phil, looks like a groundhog.
That was
bring that up, really.
a catastrophe.
Yeah.
I actually said that to your daughter, Haley.
She's still burned by it.
Dude, every time I look at her, I go, God, come on, Rich. How could you?
How could you not, though? It was served up just perfectly.
I know. There was a lull in the conversation, and she was like, and so anyways, we don't know if Mr. Fiskars is going to make it. And I just went, this is a catastrophe.
That's not how you said it.
I know.
There was a pause.
This is a catastrophe.
There was a hyphen.
Damn it. Whenever I see Punxsutawney Phil, I think, I want a groundhog. That's exactly what I would like. I want a stump with a little door. I want a groundhog who lives inside.
I want him to wear a top hat, just like I do in the township of Punxsutawney.
A little bow tie.
Oh my God.
Come on.
If we could, cuffs. Could you get him tiny little cuffs?
Oh, he'd look like Magic Mike, the groundhog.
Quick idea for the Pro Bowl. Okay. And I'm just going to throw this out there.
Okay.
And I think that especially you, TD, but after watching the documentary on Netflix, I think Fletch would be really excited about this too. Just do this American Gladiator style. I mean, we're almost there anyways. We are like right there.
Okay.
This could be, you get, I don't know, Jason Kelsey on a tennis ball launcher. You have people jumping over obstacles, that look like fake barbed wire.
Yep.
Or you just team up with the WWE and have them play the gladiators and have all the NFL people be the entrance.
You are
Roman Reigns out there shooting tennis balls at people.
I like you, Maverick.
That would
dangerous,
actually be awesome.
But I like you.
So I don't know if you guys saw Squid Game Season 2 trailer dropped yesterday. Just make it Squid Games.
Okay.
So, let's start murdering NFL players. Is that what you're suggesting?
You're seeding my monologue is all I'm saying. Because that's exactly what I thought. I was 100% there as well. And I thought, you know what? Why not do this? Put them up against just regular average Joes. The one, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Baker Mayfield was pretty out of shape yesterday.
I think I can take him.
I'm also pretty out of shape.
I could lick the back of that cookie thing faster than him.
Hang on. Yeah, that we would win that game.
Yes.
But when they made that Guy TV channel, Spike TV.
Yeah.
Remember?
Spike TV was great.
Okay, Spike TV. It was all
not
for
around
guys.
anymore?
Like at midnight, there was always those random Asian
Game
shows that like people were getting seriously hurted by snapping each other with like rubber bands. And
Spike
stuff.
TV had shows like Guy Code and like Dude Court and all these, and then it's like, all right, and now back to your regular presentation of Monster Jam. Like they did all this. So what I think we should do is bring back Pros versus Joes, which I'm pretty sure was on Spike TV. Where we just watch a bunch of, I don't know, accountants go out there against the best of the best in the NFL and just get absolutely mowed down.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I'm in for.
Okay. Well, I don't know about you guys, but Orlando's a fine scene for that. So let's get that done, NFL. We're talking to you. All right. Coming up in just a little bit.
Breaking news for you, Rich, because I don't know if you've heard this yet. At the Big Game Tailgate next Friday, along with the 65-inch TV, along with Pit Vipers, along with the Man Zone gift certificate.
Yeah, Big Rashidi and Fletch swag.
Yeah.
Along with Big Rashidi and Fletch. We're also going to be giving away a
sombreros,
Mexican food,
2-night stay at the Seabird Ocean Resort by Hyatt. So
come on,
Valentine's Day right around the corner. What could be better?
So TD and I stayed at the Seabird. It is absolutely amazing. Or did we stay at the sister property across the way?
Well, I don't know. Either way, where it sits is fantastic.
Ocean views,
Yeah.
steps away from the water.
Oh, it was the Mission Pacific.
Oh, we
There
were in
was-
the Mission Pacific. Yeah, the Seabird. Actually, I went to the Seabird pool with my kids. Though.
I went to the Seabird and ate, I believe.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, they're right there, right next to each
So
other.
this is awesome. 2-night stay available for a listener who shows up and throws their name into the hat. We're going to have a promo guy or gal yank out your name. And if you're so lucky, you could win a 2-night stay to the Seabird up in Oceanside. The pool's great because you could sit in a jacuzzi and watch the sunset over the
Yeah.
Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
It's a rooftop pool. It's really, really cool. All right. Coming up next, we have Michael Ciappelloni. He is the executive director of the Pennsylvania Tourism Office. And if you're asking yourself right now, on this Groundhog's Day, what madman booked this guest?
What?
Do you really even have to
What?
ask the question?
This is very
Name-
important to me.
Rhymes with schmavish
I worked so hard on this.
And we'll hear from a Seahawks legend about Russell Wilson's future. Which team will he play for? That's coming up in a little bit on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
We're going to check in Gobbler's Knob out in Pennsylvania with Punxsutawney Phil on a Groundhog Day coming up next.
This update is presented by the Jim Betrell Real Estate Team. Starting off with Aztec Hoops this morning. Critical game in Mountain West play tomorrow at Viejas Arena. San Diego State taking on Utah State. Tip-off is at 12:30 with Ted Leitner. Pre-game coverage gets going at 11:30 live from Viejas Arena's courtyard. Tickets still available at goaztecs.com. In the NFL, Pro Bowl skills competition got going yesterday. The NFC opened up a 6-point lead ahead of the 7-on-7 flag football game coming up on Sunday. In the NBA last night, Lakers got a 114-105 win over the Celtics. Sixers won a close one over the Jazz, 127-124. Would you like to know what your home would sell for today? Get a simple text message with your home's value by texting your address to 855-600-6000. You'll get no phone call, just a text. Jim Betrell has the buyer. Simply text your address to 855-600-6000.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Where's everybody going?
To Gobbler's Knob. It's Groundhog Day.
It's still just once a year, isn't it?
That's right. That's right. Or is it? Happy Groundhog Day. Big Rich, GD, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. Keep it locked in right here because we do have some Doobie Brother tickets we're going to be giving away. And you may want to be listening to this segment. I don't know. You never know.
Yeah, things happen at weird times. So Michael Ciappelloni, who's the executive director of the Pennsylvania Tourism Offense, he's been a busy boy because Punxsutawney out in Pennsylvania, there's a lot of things that draw people to the state of Pennsylvania. Penn State football games, obviously when the Pittsburgh Steelers play, when the Philadelphia Eagles play, they went all the way to the Super Bowl last year. Lot to celebrate in their Phillies games, obviously. 76ers. They just lost Joel Embiid. We'll see for how long, by the way.
Right.
So that was a little bit of a punch to the gut.
The Rocky statue.
The Rocky statue.
No, I say that in jest, but I bet it does.
Well, Sylvester Stallone is still pumping out movies. So
no doubt.
For whatever reason, it just continues and it continues. But we'll bring on the expert to talk about it. Michael Ciappelloni, executive director of the Pennsylvania Tourism Guy, here with us. And we have a lot of questions for you on this Groundhog's Day. Michael, how you doing this morning?
Doing well. Happy Groundhog Day from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
So you're there. You're boots on the ground in Punxsutawney.
Yes. Yep.
Michael, right off the get-go, why do they call it Gobbler's Knob?
That's a tradition that goes back to 1887. So a bunch of hunters were in the woods and established a place for it all to happen. And I don't know the history of the term, but
it goes back some time.
So yeah.
Yeah. How many people were out at Gobbler's Knob this morning?
They're saying more than 40,000. It's the largest crowd. I've been to 11 of them, and this is the largest crowd I've ever seen.
Good Lord.
40,000 people.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
incredible. How many people live in Punxsutawney?
Not a lot. I
Oh.
think about 6,000. So, and there were people from 25 states and a handful of other countries.
Wow. Wait, so the groundhog, they pull him out of he I guess emerges from his tree trunk, and the verdict was what, Michael?
Early spring.
Yes.
Wow. Look
That's
at that.
what we're
Only
talking
the
about.
21st time. Early spring.
Wait, how long? So this is only the 21st time he's called for an early spring. How long has this been going on for?
138 years.
What? Oh my gosh.
So percentages are not on Spring's side. Michael, I heard a term this morning when I was watching the broadcast live, and it was electric, by the way, way better than the Pro Bowl games. But when I was watching it live this morning, I heard a term called the inner circle that surrounds Punxsutawney Phil. Can you describe the inner circle? How many people are there, and what is it?
Absolutely. There are 15 members of the inner circle, the guys in the top hats, and they dedicate a lot of their time to taking care of Phil. He lives in the library. Of course, he's the best red groundhog in the world. And then they take him to see kids at schools and go in parades, but they're completely dedicated to the spirit and the legend, the lore of the prognosticator of all prognosticators, Punxsutawney Phil.
Okay, there was another term I heard this morning, and it was groundhogese. Now, that's the language that they say Punxsutawney Phil speaks. How long does it take for one to learn groundhogese?
It is only the president of the Groundhog Club, with holding the staff that every president has used. When he's doing that, he's automatically gifted with groundhogese.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so
Wow.
it's all about holding the staff. Michael Ciappelloni, executive director of the Pennsylvania Tourism Office, is joining us this morning to talk groundhogs. That's right, it's Groundhog's Day, and we got boots on the ground from Punxsutawney. So, all right, we were just talking about it. I played football at Penn State. Obviously, you got the Flyers and the Sixers and the Phillies and the Steelers and the Eagles. How far up the list when we're talking about tourism is Groundhog's Day? Is Punxsutawney, like, where would you say this falls on the agenda in terms of priority in your office, Michael?
It's the biggest priority. I mean, we handle all of the media relations.
We knew it.
We promote him all year long. And that's one of the things we try to let people know is that you can come to Punxsutawney any time of the year. You can go see him in the library. You can go to Gobbler's Knob and to the Visitor Center, the Weather Discovery Center. Like, there's so much here to do in Punxsutawney all year long.
Michael, the movie Groundhog Day, did you like it? Number one. Number two, was it actually Punxsutawney Phil in the movie?
Great question. Yeah, was it a stunt? Was it a stunt groundhog, or were there multiples?
You know, I do enjoy the film, and that's what really changed this tradition for this town. Is the fame really skyrocketed after the movie. I can't speak to who was used in the film, but I'm guessing it wasn't Phil. His schedule is pretty busy.
Michael, you hear stories about old school NFL days where guys during the offseason would have to take up other jobs as lawyers because they weren't getting paid enough from the NFL. I'm curious, does the inner circle have other jobs, or is their year-round career taking care of Punxsutawney Phil?
Most of them are businessmen in town, construction workers. The one gentleman's a chiropractor. The one guy does roofs. He's a shingle shaker. Everyone has a groundhog name that is tied to a little bit about who they are.
Wait, they have a groundhog name? So what is?
Yeah.
Give it.
Yeah, what are some of the other names?
Yeah.
We got Shingle Shaker.
Rattle off the rest of them.
Yeah, right.
Shingle Shaker, Moonshine,
Heavy drinker.
Ozone, Thunder Conductor. I don't have a list in front of me, but
Off the top of your head, Thunder Conductor that's almost what we called this show.
Yeah, and also Fletch's nickname in high school,
Right.
so we were
Yeah.
borrowing it. All right, listen, Michael, you're a busy guy, especially today on Groundhog's Day of all days. We appreciate grabbing a few minutes of your time. Thank you for jumping on and humoring us, and thank you for the announcement. Early spring this year. Phil said so.
early spring.
There it is. There it is. Thanks, Michael. Have fun out there. Stay warm.
There
All
it
right.
goes. All right, so Michael Ciappelloni, this is incredible. We have an early spring.
Yeah.
It's not a death cult.
It's determined.
Well,
It's determined.
We didn't ask.
I guess we didn't say specifically, Michael, is this a death cult? The inner circle around Phil.
True. That is
Punxsutawney
true.
Phil.
But it does sound like the inner circle are, for the most part, normal dudes. I hesitate to say that.
Yeah.
Questionable names, though, that are given to the inner circle.
Jesus. Yeah, I know.
You got the Shingle Shaker.
You got Moonshine.
You got Moonshine.
you
the
got
Thunder. The Thunder. What was it?
It's me, Rich Ornberger, the Gourd Keeper.
the Thunder
I vote next year we try to broadcast live from
Oh my God.
Gobbler's Knob on
Nothing
this day.
would make me happier than being in Gobbler's Knob right now.
Okay.
It's probably pretty
Which,
cold.
by the way, also
I would actually cry
Okay.
if we were broadcasting live from
Because-
Gobbler's Knob.
because the way it would go for us is this is like an early morning, like sunrise event on the
I
East
was
Coast.
watching it live at I think I woke up today around 3:35.
So, dude, like what we do is we go watch the whole festivity and then we do our show at 9:00 East Coast time.
Yeah.
So we would have a breakfast in our belly. We'd already know whether or not spring was coming.
I'm gonna pass out.
Yeah.
And honestly,
I bet
Bill
they have
Murray
good
would-
jam out there.
Yeah.
Bill
Really
Murray
good
would
jelly
probably
on toast.
join the show for the day.
Okay. Bill Murray, okay, used to live out in Hemet. He had a house out there. And every Halloween, he would go down the end of his long driveway and stand by the gate and just hand out full-size candy bars. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
He would come party.
Yeah, there is no doubt in my mind. That would, okay, but bucket list, if I'm being honest, doing Groundhog's Day in Gobbler's Knob with Bill Murray, I don't know if there's very many things ahead of that on the
Seriously,
list.
You
that
might
is
hope it is a
tough.
death cult, so you could just be done after that.
Yeah, be
I
like, look,
wanna-
I'm the human sacrifice this year. I'm done. I figured it out.
How many other radio stations outside of Punxsutawney you think are there? I would say none. I mean, but I don't know. 40,000 people
They're
show
like,
up to this
we've
thing.
never done a live remote. We don't even know what you're talking about. No. We'll handle everything.
Yeah.
We're also engineers.
Dominic Giamacarena,
It's
once
true.
you're done with the big game tailgate, that is your next focus.
That is it. We got 364 and a quarter days to figure it out.
You're damn right you do. You're damn right. I love how the inner circle has nicknames.
Yeah.
I will be looking up the rest of their nicknames. I'm Ornberger, the gourd keeper. Here is Travis Dale, the wrench holder. It's like, wait a second, you're just okay. Coming up next, Jim Harbaugh, new hire in LA.
Maybe we quit.
Yeah, this is our last show. We're not gonna make it to the tailgate. We're not gonna make it to our own party. That actually is a possibility this morning. Jim Harbaugh, who is eccentric, I would argue, he's the Chargers' new head coach. Listen to his new idea. That's next. Coming up next, the new coach of the Chargers has big plans. Wait till you hear one of them. Big Ridge, TD, and Fletch, good morning and happy Friday to all of us.
How about that?
It's a Bar Cart Friday.
Feels pretty good.
Yeah, this is upbeat.
Yeah.
This gets me out of bed. This gets me moving.
Yeah. Upbeat, exciting. Aggro, rock guitar.
Punk. Punk, aggro, rock.
This is Blink 186.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Big Ridge, TD, and Fletch are taking the show on the road next Friday. So a week from today, on the 9th of February, we're going to be at KMB Bistro. It is the big game tailgate. Don't you miss it. It is the Friday before the big game, guys. We're going to be there at KMB Bistro, north on College Avenue, right off the 8. And if you go there, you're going to have an opportunity to win some great prizes. We're going to have a 65-inch television to give away on site. All right. We're going, which we still have to buy. That reminds me.
We better hurry up.
We better hurry up and get that. We also have a 2-night stay for one of our listeners to win to the Seabird Hotel. If you've never been, it's right on the water in Oceanside. Absolutely gorgeous property. You can hear the seagulls right now if you listen carefully.
Why is he so good at animal noises?
It's mostly bird noises.
I don't know. The gerbil or whatever that animal is.
Oh, the guinea pig. Oh, no, the hamster.
That's a guinea pig.
Oh, is it? Okay, yeah. What do hamsters say?
Hello, I'm a hamster. I don't know what hamster noises sound
Have you
like.
met my friend Phil? He's hanging out with Thunder Conductor, which is a real nickname given to the inner circle around Puxatawny Phil. But listen, that was what we were.
Pit Vipers.
Oh,
Free round of golf.
Oh my
Sorry.
gosh. The sunglasses that would, if sunglasses wore sunglasses, these would be the sunglasses would wear.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bingo.
That's right. Pit Vipers. We're going to have plenty of those to hand out. We got swag bags. We have a free round of golf presented by Longball, Hard Ice Tea. Our friends are going to take one of our listeners' foursome out to the Cottonwood Golf Club. Beautiful place to play golf. And then there's one more prize that I'm blanking on. Oh, yeah, the Man Zone testosterone treatment for a month. If you're a candidate, you're going to get a free month of treatment at the Man Zone. Compliments of Dr. Roy David over at the Man Zone. And then Sombreros Mexican Food is going to cater the whole thing. This is going to be like a lot of fun.
We got a like 95% sure guest who is going to be a big guest that you're going to want to see. We got some of the students from the show coming out to do some chants.
That's right,
sir.
Get
That's
you
right.
pumped up in the morning.
And from the past year of Bar Cart Fridays, about 80% locked in. They're coming back by to say, hey, they want to shake hands with the listeners. And
Maybe sign some bottles.
that's what I'm talking about.
It's a
That's
big
what I'm
deal.
talking about.
Excited for all of that. Excited to see how it all goes with Jim Harbaugh. So Jim Harbaugh, if you've never read about him or heard about him, I get it. Like, not everybody follows every team. So he had a short stint with the 49ers. And if you're not into college football, maybe you missed the whole run at Michigan. I get it. Jim Harbaugh is a kind of a weird guy. And so what is his plan exactly? He's buying a recreational vehicle, but why is the question?
It's just so he gets a lay of the land, figure out where he wants to live, and it's like a little vacation. So he's just going to stay in an RV for, 3 months.
Here's the quote. I want to drive my RV out and go to a trailer park down by the water or by Disneyland. The
Right.
two that I've researched that are close to the facility, Harbaugh said. I want
Okay, he's not
Jim-
doing the right research. Sorry.
I want to Jim Rockford it for the next couple of months until we move to the new facility. I have that thought going through my head.
Can you imagine if you're at like at the pump station at a trailer park or a camp? You know how they have Camperland out here in San Diego, right down by Mission Bay. Like, imagine if you pull up to empty out your sewage tank, and all of a sudden there's the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers right next to you. Like, yeah, we really filled this puppy up.
Clark, it's full.
Like, I mean, hold on though. He did his research and he found that Disneyland is the closest RV park to the facility. What are you talking? It's
I'm
like
pretty
2
sure
hours away.
The Chargers facility's in Costa Mesa, I think.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not near SoFi.
No.
No.
okay, all right,
Yeah,
cool.
they're like the OC Chargers. And then actually, I'm pretty sure the Rams facility is all the way up in the valley.
I
so
thought,
nobody's really particularly close to SoFi.
Right. Well, right. I thought that changed after SoFi was built, but I guess I'm completely
SoFi
wrong.
is going to be the headquarters for the NFL,
Well, yes. Yeah.
not
Yeah.
for the two teams that play
No,
at
no, no.
SoFi.
But what he's saying is he thought they built it closer to
Oh.
Inglewood, which
Right.
they did not, because it's pretty expensive to build anywhere
Turns out.
near LA.
Turns out.
So Jim Harbaugh, if you are, I don't know, on the campsite, you might run into old Jimbo.
He's just going to look like another dad.
I hope that he doesn't have any other car and he has to drive the RV to the facility.
It's my wife Diane. She's gonna hang in the parking lot. Is that cool?
Text from the 913. TD, can you get Alicia Keys to come by the big game tailgate? I know you and her are tight.
I'm trying. For some reason, she never returns my call.
You call her, though.
I do.
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
call
So
her.
we've actually called her several times for this show. Still haven't heard from her, but we're waiting on a chance.
I wonder if now that TD's gotten so skinny, if Alicia Keys might be in on him.
Coming up next, we're going to be getting into this conversation about where Russell Wilson could be heading next. But yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's the key.
You think?
Maybe we just have to send her pics.
That's a good idea.
Just
you know
like,
what?
This used to be what Travis looked like when he was texting and calling so much.
Right.
Now
So
he looks like this.
yeah, that's a good point. Like if you Googled him while your initial text came in, you would probably been like, "I'm gonna vomit." But now you're like,
I'm
I mean-
sure that like she probably never gets pictures from anybody. Like that's a very novel experience for her.
"That's right, that's right." ST Fat Loss. That's what we're talking about
Yeah,
here.
you're damn right.
STFatloss.com. If we're being honest here, if we are going to break it down, they have changed our lives here. And I mean, they've changed our lives in the fact that they've made us a lot healthier,
Yeah.
a lot healthier. So, I mean, truly thank you to ST Fat Loss because they've added years back on our life here, which is something we want you to do as well. STFatloss.com. Go there now. Sign up for a free consultation. The coaches, the staff over there, Wayne, Chloe, they held our hands along with this thing during the 8-week period of the reduction phase. We were blown away at how fast the weight came off. 31 pounds dropped by me. Rich over 35. Ben Fletcher, shirts off already,
Yep, pop the
golden
top.
brown, nearly 50 pounds gone with SD fat loss. It does work. It does work. And look, it's a weight loss plan, okay? So it's going to take a little dedication, but I'm telling you, just a few days into this thing, you're going to start feeling better. You're going to start sleeping better. You're going to move around better. All of a sudden, tying your shoes isn't a chore anymore.
Yeah.
Not that wasn't for me.
Yeah, it's not like I had to take breaks in between, right and left, and sometimes in the middle of tying one of them.
It's fine.
You get
It's
the bunny
fine.
ears, you let go of them. You get the
Right.
bunny ears, you let go of them. Look, the point is this: TD has really, it's been an incredible transformation watching him morph into a smaller version of himself.
All of us here have lost a ton of weight and transformed, but sdfatloss.com is where you want to go, and you're going to lose weight without counting points, counting calories, exercise, all the things that I'm really terrible at and still lost 31 pounds. So go there right now. Change your life. sdfatloss.com.
This update is presented by eBay Motors. Starting off with Aztec Hoops this morning. Critical game in the Mountain West tomorrow at Viejas Arena. San Diego State taking on Utah State at 12:30. Pre-game coverage gets underway at 11:30 live from Viejas Arena's courtyard. Tickets still available at goaztecs.com. Over in the NFL, the Pro Bowl skills competition got going yesterday. The NFC opening up a 6-point lead ahead of the 7-on-7 flag football game coming up on Sunday. In the NBA last night, Lakers got a 114-105 win over the Celtics. Sixers win a close one over the Jazz, 127-124. eBay Motors here for the ride with the parts you need for the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions do apply.
Happy Friday to those who celebrate. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you. And it is a Bar Car Friday, brought to you by Keg and Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego. Also, that will be the site, or one of those 10 locations will be the site of the Big Rich, TD, and Fletch Big Game Tailgate, which is happening a week from today, next Friday. Meet us at K&B Bistro, Keg and Bottle location, right there in Del Cerro, north on College Avenue, off the 8. We're going to have amazing prizes to give away, including a 2-night stay to a hotel called the Seabird. It's right on the ocean, in Oceanside. We got a free round of golf for you and some buddies. That's going to be given away by Long Ball Hard Iced Tea. We also got a free month of testosterone treatment by Dr. Roy David over at the Man Zone. And we're giving away a 65-inch big screen TV to watch the big game on this weekend. Plus, the whole thing's catered by Sombrero Mexican Food. And
Plus,
yeah,
it's a Keg and Bottle, K&B Bistro.
that's right. And that is the home of Tony Conjo. I say like Tony Conjo. He's like Puxatani Phil. We just keep him at K&B Bistro.
He basically does live there. I was actually in Tony's neighborhood the other day, and I thought about calling him. I was like, no chance he's home. It's the middle of the day.
Oh, yeah. No, he's going to be at the restaurant or at the warehouse or at one of the other 10 locations Keg and Bottle has. Yeah, so Tony also coming in studio today for a Bar Cup Friday, and we're going to be enjoying spirits brought to you by, how do you pronounce this again? Is it Hodling?
Hodling.
Hodling and
Hodling.
Co? Yeah, it's going to be, we're going to have a mixture of spirits this morning.
We're gonna be trying the Junipero,
Yes,
the Hirsch Horizon Bourbon,
like that.
the Writer's Tears Copper Pot Irish Whiskey,
Okay.
and a drink Nika from the Barrel.
Okay,
I don't know
Nika
if I
from
said
the
that
barrel.
right. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
going to be fun. Going to be into that. Also coming up in the show, we are going to be giving away Doobie Brothers tickets. So if you want to win that for the show June 25th at North Island Credit Union Amphitheater, all you have to do is continue listening to this show. So Russell Wilson, what did the Denver Broncos do with Russ? This is going to be a big storyline this offseason because he's got to go somewhere. They benched him for a reason. Okay. You know, you don't just sit somebody on a bench and say, hey, we're going to risk getting in trouble with the league to make sure you stay healthy so we can cut you so that you don't fail your physical and we're on the hook to pay your entire salary. Like, that's not anything we're interested in doing.
Right.
So you don't take that risk unless you're going to trade him. The question is, who wants him? Like, that really, after 2 years of decent football played by an aging mobile quarterback.
Well, a year of decent football.
Yeah.
2 years ago was not decent football.
That's
it was not
true.
good. It was not good. So, I mean, the Hall of Fame resume looked real bad at year one in Denver. And then the problem that I think that's going to follow along with Russell Wilson is the cringe factor. The cringe factor that really went on display there in Denver. So I don't know if Pete Carroll kept it suppressed out in Seattle and then just it ran amok when it got to Denver. But you've got some weird, I don't want to say labels, but there's an ick factor now to Russell Wilson. So do you want that on a team?
The cringe factor will absolutely be there. I think the bigger factor for teams is going to be the money. Like, there is a large price tag attached to Russell Wilson that you're not getting the equitable amount of Hall of Fame play.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, you're definitely not getting the level of play that you saw in Seattle. And yeah, to your point, TD, I don't know if it was because Pete Carroll was able to keep a lid on it, or if it was because he was a 4th round draft pick and Pete Carroll and that organization they took the risk on him, starting him over Matt Flynn. You remember that was the starting quarterback who he took over for all those years ago. And so maybe he felt indebted to Pete in some way. And then toward the end of the relationship, things soured. There's no question about it. And they didn't find it a tenable situation anymore. So they shipped him off to Denver. And Denver, I think a lot of us felt that they felt like they got everything they were looking for since Peyton Manning had left, and it has completely flamed out. So yeah, to Fletch's point now, the money's the problem because you're not getting equitable play for the pay, and that is always what you want. You want that to be so far in the other direction so you can build a team around a quarterback. That's the reason why so many teams take the gamble of drafting a high pick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to where it'll go, but a Seahawks legend, Sean Alexander, he said he's hearing some rumors that Russell Wilson may be headed elsewhere. Let's listen to what Sean had to say.
I don't know what happened. Like, the stats were there. They went on like a 5-game win streak. I'm like, this is it. We're about to go do this. And then there's something that just went on that, Sean or someone in his crew just thought this ain't going to get us to the long haul. I thought they were there. When you win 5 games in a row, I don't care you're doing something right. And they were there, and they just didn't push it over to the next thing. And
where do you think he goes?
When you start talking about it, maybe you change your contract and messes with everybody. So I was clearly shocked.
Okay, but where's Russell going?
I've been hearing maybe Atlanta. That's what I've been hearing, but I'm not sure.
Atlanta?
So Raheem Morris, new head coach in Atlanta. Obviously, Desmond Ridder hasn't worked out the way they thought it would. That could be a landing spot that makes sense. You got a lot of young, talented receivers and skill position players like Bijan Robinson and Drake London and Pitts, who really hasn't progressed at tight end at all. But who knows? Maybe with a quarterback like Russ, it's possible as a distributor down the stretch of his career, he could be the healing solve to that offense.
I think it's a good fit in Atlanta. I also think the Colts would be a good fit, who are kind of always looking, but Anthony Richardson coming back from injury. We'll see if he's the same quarterback.
Well, they just spent a 3rd overall pick. There's no chance he's going to Indianapolis.
But that's just where quarterbacks historic, like Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan, that's where they've Carson Wentz. But with Anthony Richardson, what I meant is if Anthony Richardson's not the same person coming off that injury that he was to start his career, you could see that potentially happening. But Falcons seem to be making a lot of sense. Raiders makes a lot of sense to me too.
Yeah. I don't see Indy. I do see Falcons. I do see potentially Las Vegas, but at the same token, like, they played against Russ in division. I don't know if anybody in division, maybe, you never know. It's possible. Raiders are definitely on the list. Look, here's the deal. Are you getting good Russ or bad Russ? Because now you've seen what it looks like when it's real bad and real rough. And that's 2 years ago with Nathaniel Hackett. And you've seen what it looks like when it's better. And like Sean Alexander was saying there, was that Up and Adams? Is that where you got that from? So
I miss her.
Yeah. Kay Adams interviewing Sean Alexander. He was like, look, they went on a 5-game winning streak. And it was sometime in that winning streak where they decided, yeah, we're moving on from this guy.
Yeah, which is very odd. But what's also odd is I had the feeling of I don't know who would want Russell Wilson, but as soon as you bring up Atlanta, I go, well, that does kind of work. Now, Las Vegas, that would have to be a thought of Sean Payton going, look, we don't believe in Russell Wilson so much that you can have him. Yeah. Well, because we know his weaknesses that we'll play against twice a year.
If Russ was super affordable, he would be the quarterback of the Broncos next season. I think a big part of it is Sean Payton wanting to kind of start over with less money on that quarterback position because he sees what's happening around the league. Unless you're Patrick Mahomes, you can't carry a super heavy price tag and make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree with that almost entirely because I think there's another big part of this that we don't see. I think it's behind the scenes. I think that there is some discord in the locker room. I don't think that they get along real well. And I think that that's a problem. And of course it would be a problem. You know, you're fighting with the boss every single day. But and this is just speculation. It just seemed very odd to me how the season started to unfold. It seemed very odd to me that Sean Payton never quite came in and said, yeah, I mean, look, this guy's talented. We believe in him. We're going to rock and roll. That was never the narrative. It was always, there's been so many dirty hands on this guy. I mean, we're going to do our best. But, I mean, it's a broken down old piece of junk.
Well, so the 76ers, they got off to a pretty hot start in the East, but it might cool off because Joel Embiid suffered a lateral meniscus injury in his left knee when Golden State Warriors forward Jonathan Kuminga fell on his leg Tuesday night. The 76ers announced this yesterday. Embiid is going to be out through the rest of the weekend while treatment options for the injury continue to be explored. There's still uncertainty over how Embiid and the 76ers are going to move forward with that treatment plan. So more news, I'm assuming, come Monday. Out of the NFL, the Tennessee Titans are hiring Nick Holtz to be their offensive coordinator. Holtz was formerly the passing game coordinator for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville hired Holtz after he served one season as offensive coordinator with the Rebels at UNLV out of the Mountain West. The NFL rate of non-contact lower extremity injuries was nearly the same on synthetic and natural turf in 2023, league officials said. The second time in 3 years, those trends have essentially intersected. The data collected was via a joint NFL and NFL Players Association committee that helps inform the ongoing debate over safety playing on surfaces that are artificial in the NFL's 30 stadiums. Because remember, SoFi is shared by the Chargers and the Rams. MetLife is shared by the Jets and the Giants. And then you have the 30 or 28 other franchises that have stadiums of their own. So it's interesting, right? Because you watch the Pro Bowl, for example, and nobody wants to get hurt. Like, so the Pro Bowl last night, if you tuned in for any of the skills competition, you weren't watching the best athletes on the planet, like doing cool, fun stuff, because there's nothing cool about doing everything half speed.
Right. Definitely. Yeah, you were watching some of the best athletes on the planet not doing the best athlete stuff.
Yeah. Like, you're watching them move like how like your aunt might play dodgeball.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you know.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got to watch out. She's a lefty, so that's going to be an advantage for her from the right side. Yeah, and that's where I start my morning monologue, which is the Pro Bowl. Look, if you tuned into the Pro Bowl because you were excited to see the skills competition, the reality of this situation is, again, these athletes, they do not want to injure themselves. So this is not going to be what you think it is if you're an adult watching the game. This isn't for you, though, if you're an adult watching the game. It never has been. It never will be. This is for kids. They have turned this into a kids event. They knew it when a decade ago, guys really stopped even caring about going to the Pro Bowl. Like, there are plenty of guys who've opted out of the Pro Bowl. And so when you're a Pro Bowler, sometimes it's only in name. Sometimes you're the third alternate who gets chosen for the game.
Gardner Minshew was there.
It's a perfect example. Baker Mayfield. I mean, we were complaining about Amon-Ra St. Brown not being a Pro Bowler on, the first selection. And then he was there. I was like, oh, well, I guess he is a Pro Bowler now because other receivers decided to sit out of the Pro Bowl.
You know who wasn't there? Joe Burrow, Josh Allen.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know, Patrick Mahomes, he's a little busy.
Well, yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, but it's one of those things. So if you're pissed off by the Pro Bowl, if you're one of the people in the camp who's like, gosh, this product, I mean, what is the NFL doing? Well, you're part of the problem because it isn't for you. It's for little kids who are interested in seeing grown adults do little kid stuff.
Right. And that's where my monologue goes as well. Pro Bowl, where all these events that are, I mean, they're supposed to be getting me ready for the Pro Bowl. I mean, like I'm getting prepped for the big game.
Yeah.
But the big game, I already know isn't that good. So I need something different to happen here at the Pro Bowl. And to me, I mean, let's make this thing Squid Games. Let's just make it Squid Games. It's just Squid Games competition. Squid Game, and then put the pros up against the Joes. I want to see the average Joe up against these guys doing Survivor. I don't know, Big Brother. Put 500 of these guys in the Big Brother house.
It's 2 months. You have to sign up for 2 months in Orlando to play in the Pro Bowl.
Yes, that's what
we're showing the 2024 Pro Bowl here during the 2025 Pro Bowl. We finally edited it all together.
That would be perfect for me.
If we could, are you done?
Yeah, I can be done.
You don't have to be done.
I mean, listen, American Gladiators, Wipeout.
Oh my God.
Okay. Any of these that are just goofy for me just to sit down and not care and watch. The problem is that most of these events were kind of dumb. I mean,
don't make it live. Like, make it like Wipeout, where it's not a live competition happening. You can cut it up and make it more fun, make
That's
it
a
a
good
little more
point.
digestible.
That's a good point. That's a good
The
point.
ones that weren't live, I thought were the best ones, which was the crazy catch and the golf one.
Yeah.
I'd like to do a juxtaposition. I'm going to call it the Juxtafani Dilemma,
Okay.
because it has to do with the Pro Bowl and then what I saw this morning. Because
Okay.
I watched 2 live events in the last 2 days. One of them was electric and kept me entertained the entire time. The other one was the Pro Bowl skills competition. How do you actually? What's the Puxatawny? Is that the place?
Punxsutawney.
Okay, I'm getting
Punksa-
myself confused because of the juxtaposition. But
Punxsutawney
Punksa-
juxtaposition.
what happened this morning at
Yeah,
Gobbler's
yeah.
Knob was electric. Those guys have that button down. There
Style.
were 40,000 freaking people in attendance cheering their faces off while a live band played mediocre music, leading you up to a freaking groundhog coming out of a
Like
hole.
Guns N' Roses in the 90s.
If you can make a groundhog coming out of a hole that entertaining and that electric, you should be able to do something better with the Pro Bowl. I don't know what it is. I don't have the fix, but a freaking groundhog got me fired up at 3:35 in the morning this morning, and I was waiting, and I stayed locked in for 25 plus minutes waiting for him to come out of the hole.
Yeah.
And it's not because I care so much about whether it's going to be spring or winter, because I don't even know if the freaking science backs this up. But what I do know is something in my brain was triggered the entire time to keep watching it and to keep it going. And
Yeah.
it is because of the environment that they created. How does the NFL, with some of the best athletes in the world, how are they not able to give me something
You're
entertaining?
doing it the wrong. I'm telling you, you're getting too fired up.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Because guess
It's
what? The
not for
NFL
you.
Pro Bowl, but it should be.
No, it
Why
doesn't
would
need
it
to
not
be.
be?
It doesn't need to be.
Why would you cater to an audience that is children when you have an audience that's been there all year long? You could be getting so many viewers this
Tell
weekend.
me-
There's no live football on
tell,
TV.
Tell me the way. I mean, tell me the way, the honest way that you could get guys who are being paid tens of millions of dollars to care enough to risk injury in that game.
It doesn't have to be injury risking. It
Hmm.
could just be something. I'm telling you, there's some of the brightest minds in this country who force this NFL machine to keep rolling and rolling and keep making money. How can you not come up with something that's not football to be somewhat entertaining? Because last night was not entertaining.
No.
No. It had some moments that I was, I guess, kind of in on, but for the most part, I didn't care.
No.
It didn't bring me into it.
I mean, it's just one of those things. Like you said, there are some of the smartest marketing and public relations people on the planet consulting or working for directly the league offices. It's a machine. But the real reason why the machine works is because we're starved for the truth in this country. And in general, the reason why live sports broadcasts work better than anything else on television is you can trust it. That's the reason why integrity is so important. It's because if you have liars and cheaters determining outcomes, if things actually are scripted, then this completely loses steam. It becomes professional wrestling, which is still massively popular, but it's something completely different. Professional wrestling can't touch NFL numbers. And the
No.
reason is because
No.
there isn't a reality factor to it. You're not watching real things unfold outside of, the hits are real, blah, blah, blah. But you know that the winners of these events are predetermined.
Yeah, there is a storyline that it is following along to, whereas the NFL, the storyline's not written until one team wins.
I don't know if I'm asking for it to be scripted. I'm asking for it could be scripted. No one cares about this from a betting angle, I don't think. I'm asking
about
for
the
this
Pro
to be
Bowl?
No.
entertaining.
I think you're misunderstanding. What I'm saying is the reason why the NFL works is because the outcomes aren't predetermined. And also you have guys fighting their asses off for those undetermined outcomes. You're not going to get that in the Pro Bowl ever. It doesn't matter what event you give them to do outside of, honestly, unless you want to make it almost for adults only where they're playing drinking games.
Nudity, a lot of nudity.
They get into that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm telling you, but outside of that, how do you make it so you could actually put it on television and for it to be entertaining for adults? I really don't think there's a way. And so I get what you're saying. I get your request, but the Pro Bowl has jumped the shark. It is never going to be for Ben Fletcher, who's now in his late 20s, or for Rich Ornberger, who's in his late 30s, or Travis Dale, who's in his 40s. Like, it's just not for us anymore. It's for 12-year-old kids. Maybe. I'm pretty sure a 12-year-old kid turned on that last night and went, "Oh, this is corny."
Do you
What
think
are
the
we doing?
NFL is okay with that though? Why would they just give away a weekend?
Well, they're not. They're still rating better than most basketball games that
Right.
are on television.
Right.
They're
Meanwhile,
not giving it away.
they're also trying to shore up all of the advertising time to make sure that's all
Exactly.
sold. Guys, $150. We can get a deluxe 10 tray dehydrator. We can just make beef jerky in here like nonstop.
Okay, listen.
I
I've
don't
been
understand your brain.
wanting to talk to you guys about beef jerky this morning. I'm glad you brought that up. And you're saying, so how much will we all have to pitch in?
$50.
Okay.
Somebody go get TD a drink. He's
Well,
thinking too much.
I'm just saying, how cool would it be if we had a dehydrator over here that was just pumping out beef jerky all the time? Right? Huh?
Be pretty cool.
I mean, I'm into it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what else I'm into.
What are you doing?
DraftKings. DraftKings. I'm into DraftKings.
I knew it.
Listen, it's just fun. It makes the games more fun. And it turns out we got a big game coming up here in just over a week. So if you want to have a little more fun with the big game and be part of the big game, DraftKings, they're the leader in fantasy sports. They just dropped a brand new fantasy app, Pick Six. Pick Six is the newest way for you to get in on the fantasy football action with DraftKings. And getting started, it's pretty easy. All you got to do, open up your phone, download the DraftKings Pick Six app, sign up using code SD760, and then you just pick between 2 and 6 NFL players and choose if they're going to have more or less of a particular stat. For example, will a player have more or less than 100 rushing yards? Or will a player have more than one touchdown? Will Travis Kelce have more than one touchdown? That's all you got to do, more or less. My wife likes to play along. It's a ton of fun. We do it together. Track your lineup. You can compete against others at a shot at huge cash prizes. So download the DraftKings Pick Six app now and sign up using code SD760. That's code SD760. Only on DraftKings Pick Six. The crown is yours. Approved local P6 states. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Valid only in states where DraftKings Pick Six operates. For up-to-date list of states, please visit dkng.co/pick6states. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com. Coming up, we're going to talk about some things. I can't get over to that page, but we'll get to it. Coming up next.
This update is presented by eBay Motors, beginning with Aztecs Hoops. Critical game in Mountain West play tomorrow at Viejas Arena. San Diego State taking on Utah State at 12:30. Pregame coverage gets underway at 11:30 live from the Viejas Arena courtyard with John Schaefer and me. Tickets still available at goaztecs.com. In the NFL, Pro Bowl skills competition got going yesterday. NFC opening up a 6-point lead ahead of the AFC, ahead of the 7-on-7 flag football game coming up on Sunday. In the NBA last night, Lakers got a 114-105 win over the Celtics. Sixers won a close one over the Jazz, 127-124. eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need for the prices you want. And with the eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride for the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. We got the drum line going this morning. It's important to us. We have Doobie Brothers tickets coming up later in the show. We have a Bar Card Friday brought to you by Keg and Bottle. Tony Kanja of Keg and Bottle is going to be in studio with us. Also, we have Hodling & Co. coming in. We're going to have multiple different spirits to try, some elixirs to enjoy, and that's going to be a lot of fun. That's coming up at 8 o'clock. But we got to get to this storyline because there was a joint committee. And anytime there's a joint committee that's put together to talk about grass, all of a sudden your brain,
I'm in.
Your brain starts going in a lot of different directions, and it's not stadium playing surfaces.
You know, TD got excited. He's like, I love mowing my lawn.
Yeah. Oh no, I was joint committee grass.
Right.
I was talking about something very different.
They're talking about weed.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, you know, listen, not
Right
every,
over my head.
Not every joke is for everybody.
Listen, if we're talking about, a fresh cut lawn, I'm in.
Yeah, that's right.
But okay. Beyond that, beyond the joint committee, fresh cut grass, do you buy it?
So I do. Look, there was a committee put together by the Players Association and the NFL to collect data on how many injuries and what type of injuries occurred on grass fields and what type of injuries occurred on turf fields. Look, anytime there is feeling attached to something that can be scientifically proven, you have to wait for science to bear out. And what science is just a list of questions that need answers. And if you can answer enough of them and you can prove something, well, then that becomes scientific law. Then it becomes pretty concrete. Like it points us in a correct direction. That's how science works. And so what you need is time. You need data. You need willing participants. You need to obviously do things on the up and up. And I think this is probably the best effort to do that in the history of the NFL. What the argument is, players are saying there are too many non-contact injuries happening on field turf or artificial playing surfaces of any kind. And so they want all these stadiums to be grass, or the lion's share majority of players want all the stadiums to have grass surfaces. The NFL is pushing back because of the costs associated with that and saying, no. There aren't like this huge surge of injuries or non-contact injuries on these turf fields versus grass fields, and we can prove it with the numbers. So they put together a joint committee to discuss this. So returning to your question is, I buy it if the data shows that is in fact what's happening.
Right. I just, and I know I'm a skeptic, I'm a cynic. I whenever it's a joint committee, put together by the league who doesn't want to show the numbers correctly, I always question how they're gathering the data.
But it's not. It's a joint committee made up of the NFL and the NFL Players Association.
Yeah. Right. So they all sign off on it. Everybody's legit. The numbers are what they are.
Yeah.
Now, it's funny to me that the two biggest storylines of this past offseason were players complaining about having to play on turf fields and running backs complaining about not getting paid enough. Kind of at the end of this year, the NFL can sort of flex on both of them, because if these numbers are true, and if I have no reason to doubt it, because it's the NFL and the Players Association teaming up to make this report. And then we saw what happened with running backs this year. Austin Eckler, who was one of the leaders of the charge, had probably the worst year of his professional career. Plenty of running backs got hurt early in the season and either couldn't finish it out or just weren't the same afterwards. So you're seeing the fact that younger running backs coming out of the draft who aren't making as much money are much more beneficial to teams than the traditional workhorse lead bell cow running back who's going to make too much money for it to make sense for that position. So the two storylines that players were complaining about in the offseason leading up.
I'm going to slow you down because players weren't complaining about the running back issue.
Running backs
were. That didn't have wide support from the rest of the players because I'm pretty sure the reason why you didn't hear from wide receivers and offensive linemen and quarterbacks is because I think the lion's share of people, I mean, I'm a former player, and as much as I love for everybody to get paid, and normally I'm in ardent support of players, kind of singing for their supper a little bit, that one never really resonated with me because I'm like, wait a second. So you're talking about a highly replaceable position. You're talking about getting paid more money, and you can't prove that it's a smart decision to pay these guys more money. So why am I interested in that debate? As a former offensive lineman, it doesn't make sense because if I'm going to make an argument for anybody, it's going to be for the fact that offensive linemen, by and large, are underpaid, considering the amount of head trauma that they face on a down and down basis. How many times have we heard well, they just lost their starting center, their season is doomed? And it's just that's a consequential position then. It's to me, it didn't really have the support you were talking about. Now, this story, though, the field, oh my gosh, everybody was campaigning for it. I always ask this question, though, why? Why did this story come out and who sourced it? This didn't come out, obviously, from the player side of the argument. The NFL took 3 years worth of data and said, see, turf fields are safe. You took 3 years of data to prove this? That's not enough data. You need to do this for a decade. Now, if you have numbers on non-contact injuries going back a decade, and you can show me 80% of the time there is a complete intersection, that there is no surge of injury on turf field versus grass field, well, then that proves it. But 3 years does not.
The one thing I don't love about this is it doesn't go into what fields injuries occurred on, because for years and years and years, MetLife has been the one that players especially point out as the one turf field that causes a lot of these. Well, this year we saw another high profile one. Aaron Rodgers, 5 snaps into the season, ruptures his Achilles. Now he was contacted, so it's not quite the non-contact injury, but it's still a tendon injury, which is what people are talking about with these. So when I would like to see the numbers from MetLife compared to other turf fields around the league, because you never really hear anyone complain about Jerry's World.
You don't want to injure all 10 duns.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You're good with you're good with 7 or 8.
Yeah, but all 10 of
all
them.
10.
I mean,
bad.
Here's my best argument for this is if we watch a basketball game, it's not like sometimes they're playing on hardwood and sometimes they're playing on ice. It's not like when you watch hockey, sometimes they're playing on ice and sometimes they're playing on that hard plastic that they'll do sometimes here in San Diego that looks like ice, doesn't feel like ice. You play on the same playing surface every night. You play on hardwood. You play on ice.
Yeah.
In football, you should play on grass. It's just what it should be. I don't understand why in one stadium you have a field that feels and looks nothing like another stadium.
Yeah.
It should be consistent. I mean, it's like in baseball, sometimes we're going to play on dirt in them fields and sometimes it's going to be beach sand. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, they're not tennis players. Tennis or volleyball.
Well, even in volleyball, they play on the same surfaces.
Yeah, and I'm messing around.
No, it's
I agree. I mean, and because this isn't tennis where you're just running on a clay court or a grass court or a concrete court. This is football where you are, doing dangerous things. You are hitting people. You are, the level of athleticism that it takes to make these cuts and make these moves. If you get hit and your foot sticks in the ground, that's not good.
Yeah.
Now, Richie, you got hurt a lot. Is that fair to say during your time in the NFL?
A lot.
Did you notice any difference? Because your knees, both knees or just one knee?
I tore ligaments in both knees. Yeah.
Did you notice a difference between the two playing surfaces?
Yeah. From this standpoint, it actually came up in this ESPN article that we're referring to talking about this. The data cannot account for what players have shared with the NFL for years, that we feel much worse after playing on synthetic surfaces. An overwhelming majority prefer consistent, high-quality grass fields. That came directly from, who did they talk to?
I believe it was from a statement from the NFLPA side of this. Yeah, like playing on a well manicured grass field versus a turf field, I always felt better waking up the next morning. Like you when you land on it, it's forgiving. I mean, there's earth underneath you as opposed to concrete. You know, the floor of a stadium.
You don't get turf burn.
You don't get, well, yeah. I mean, and there's other, and by the way, like those artificial turf fields, they harbor bacteria more. Like it does, you know, there's no natural processes to handle bacteria growth. So what happens is guys spit on the field or throw up or worse.
What's the thing wrestlers always get?
They get ringworm.
There's another
or
name.
Staph.
Staph infections.
Staph infections went rampant through the NFL several times over the past decade, and I think it has a lot to do with the rise of turf fields at the facilities too.
What about the temperature level? Can you tell a difference that it's cooler on a grass field?
Yeah, yes. Actually, yeah. I mean, some of the hottest games I played in were on grass fields, but
typically outdoors.
The heat radiates off of field turf differently, like because they put tire pellets.
Yeah.
They literally take old rubber tires, which by the way, I'm sure those have been completely sanitized and they're not carcinogenic at all. So when you get a dusting of tire pellets directly in your eyeball, I'm sure that's healthy for you. But anyways, yeah, I mean, like it radiates heat off the ground. So I don't know. I look, as a former player, I understand this debate. I think really, does it land with you guys? Because I know you're asking me from that standpoint, like as a former player, this and that, but like, as a fan, do you guys really care at all?
I prefer grass because I think it's better visually when you see a big chunk of grass sticking out of someone's helmet versus like a bunch of pellets being all over their face and stuck to their sweat. I think that looks dumb, and I think the grass in the helmet looks cool.
I agree.
That's what I care about.
I agree. I completely agree with that. I think it just looks better, and for whatever reason, it just seems like a tougher game out on a grass field.
When someone has white jersey and maybe the ground's a little moist, they end up getting all green.
If it's rainy and now it's all muddy,
give it to me.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I all those things. I agree with all those things. It's cooler. It's better. I definitely thought it was funny, like when you were talking to a player who had a rough day at the office, and they were just like, "Yeah, I mean, I couldn't stop the bull rush today." And then you're like, "Yeah, well, better luck next time." You pat them on the shoulder pad, and then they turn around, they're walking away from you, and their whole back is covered with grass stains. You're like, "Wow, yeah, he really did have a rough day out there."
Pancake. So if this has inspired you to maybe head out to the track and run on a turf field, don't do that. Just get on over to sdfatloss.com.
That's right.
You don't need to exercise to lose weight. The three of us didn't exercise a lick to lose the weight that we've lost. And believe me, if exercise would have been required, we would have failed. Maybe outside of Rich. He played some sports at one point. But if you're tired of the yo-yo diets and if you're thinking about the latest fad medication, what you don't realize is that while you might lose weight in the short term, it's just temporarily suppressing your hunger. So as soon as you get off the drug, your frustration and your weight would come right back to haunt you. sdfatloss.com. They got the secret for quick weight loss and most importantly, lasting weight loss. Using their time-tested methods over literally tens of thousands of clients across the country, SD Fat Loss, they have broken the weight loss code, gone off starvation diets, do away with the latest fads with their long list of side effects. sdfatloss.com. It's healthy weight loss using real whole foods and proprietary strategies to help you become you again. You know that you that you see in your photo album from years and years back? Well, get back to that you. Especially if you got weddings coming up, if you got kids' graduations coming up this summer and you want to be looking a little bit better, or say the pool has been covered for a few months now, but you're about to take the cover off. As soon as we get into the warmer months, you want to be looking good, man. Get those summer bods ready to go. SDFatLoss.com. Free consultation today. All you got to lose is
those unwanted pounds.
Boom. We're getting pretty close to a Bar Car Friday.
You're damn right we are. Oh, and coming up, did Bill Belichick ruin the Patriots? We know he created the Patriot way, but he
this is juicy as hell.
Also ruin it. That's on the other side.
Welcome back. It's a Bar Cart Friday on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. And a week from today, it's the big game tailgate at K&B Bistro in Del Cerro, just off the 8 freeway. You want to make sure you are there to check it out. We got tons of stuff to give away, including a 2-night stay at Seabird Resort, including a 65-inch TV, including a free round of golf, thanks to our friends over at Long Ball, including some Pit Vipers, thanks to Travis Dale. We got it all, man.
Well, thanks to Pit Viper, but yeah, Travis Dale called their phone number, just cold called them and was like, hey, can we have some of your sunglasses? And they went, yeah, sure.
Actually, they answered the phone and said, what up?
Yeah, they actually did after the insane hold music. But I think I said more like, hey, so our co-host here, Fletch, wears some really douchey sunglasses. You guys have some really douchey sunglasses, and he loves them.
For years and years and years, all you did was make fun of me. Now look at us.
No, yeah, we're joining forces with you.
You thought they had us in the first half. Look at us now.
Look at us now.
I feel like we should grow mullets, though, and you should just grow chops.
Can you imagine just
Dude, I have this
a gray
luxury.
mullet? Just my hair's curly too. Just curly.
We have this luxury that I have right now with this big bushy beard.
Yeah.
I could trim it into something wild for the big game tailgate.
Oh God, please do it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We may have to get shirts made based on the logo Travis Dale just showed us.
Dude, it's fire.
It is awesome. Okay, so Bill Belichick. We've been talking a lot about Bill Belichick. How about we talk about Bill Belichick's dad for a second?
I always love it when mom and dad jump in the conversation.
Bill's dad?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Sorry, Tom Brady's dad. I meant Tom Brady's dad. So this actually, for anybody who's a Patriot fan, they'll know this. Like Tom Brady's dad would appear on local radio in Boston often.
Oh,
this
isn't the first time.
This isn't the first time he's spoken out. And there has been a lot of resentment between Tom Brady Sr. and Bill Belichick for years and years. So Brady Sr. told the Boston Globe recently, Bill is tough. He runs a military system. It's a different generation now, though. Bill is great coach, but his interpersonal skills are horrible. And that's the bottom line. How many times has he said back in 15 or 16 that he wanted to win without Tommy? But when he's without Tommy, he didn't know what he was losing. You're losing more than just a quarterback. Ego sometimes gets in the way of things. I think it did with Bill. Now he's in a situation where he's gotten crucified the last few years and by everybody, and has lost a lot of the luster. It's come off the rose.
Ooh. Shots fired.
Yeah.
So Tom Brady
question.
Sr. says all the things that Tom Brady Jr. cannot.
That's my question.
Right.
With this dynamic, is Tom Brady Sr. being fed anything by Tom Brady Jr.?
1,000%.
So
Wow.
Mr. Brady, which is what I'm calling Tom's dad,
I like it.
is a little bit of a mouthpiece for Thomas Brady, which I'm calling his son.
Thomas. I bet that's what he gets called when he's in trouble.
Well, his dad actually calls him Tommy.
His mom. Yeah, everybody calls him Tommy, but I bet his mom it's Thomas.
Thomas?
Yeah.
It's interesting to me, and Rich, using your question of why does Tom Brady want this out right now? Because I'm assuming it wouldn't be out if Tom didn't want it out.
Well, so here's the thing. He's always said this, and he's kept distance from what his dad says. He was like, look, my dad's my dad. My dad cares about me very much. And anything he says are his own thoughts. And so there has always been this separation, kind of like church and state. Like what Tom Brady Sr. says is not what Tom Brady Jr. feels. But there's messaging here. What it is this guy, or I should say this family, wants distance between his legacy and Bill Belichick. That's what this says to me. Like, do not confuse it. Like, my son is the reason why they have all those rings in Foxborough.
And did you bring up the quote where he talks about the ring that he got in Tampa? I don't know if you read that one.
No, I didn't get to that one.
I honestly haven't seen it. I heard it this morning with Jonas and Brady, and they were talking about the fact that Tom Brady Sr. said something like Bill hates the fact that Tom went and got one after Bill told Robert Kraft that Tom's no good anymore and we should move on from him.
So my question is, with all this being brought to light, which is kind of the things that we think but do not say, but now it's being said, Bill Belichick he doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
Is this part of the reason that none of the teams wanted Bill Belichick?
It could be. And by the way, I found the quote. We don't all make the right decisions, but he's made a heck of a hell of a lot of good ones, basically is what he's saying. But you know what galls him is that Tommy went elsewhere and won.
That was the quote.
Not that he won, but that he won after Bill said he was done.
That was the one. That was the damning quote also, because I'm thinking about the Atlanta front office and the people, the anonymous leaks that came out that said, we don't want Bill Belichick. That's why, I think.
Well, look at Tampa Bay when Tom Brady went there. How many people raised their hand and said, we want to go to Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's telling it's not just playing with the great. There's probably some of, well, we'd rather not play with Bill.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's part of the conversation.
Look, what it comes down to is name a great coach. I'll show you the great quarterback that made them a great coach. I mean, Bill Walsh had Joe Montana. You go through all of them. Bill Belichick had Tom Brady. You don't win a Super Bowl without a great quarterback.
Marino.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, Shula, that was before. That predated. But yeah, like it was everybody. Pete Carroll, we consider a great coach. Well, Russell Wilson was a great quarterback during that run for a decade with the Seahawks.
Speaking of Russ, speaking of NFL players, really Patrick Mahomes is the one I want to focus in on here, though. The big game's coming up next week. If Patrick Mahomes gets more than 1 yard passing in the big game, you're going to be pretty happy because Prize Picks right now offering an awesome promotion that you can get Patrick Mahomes in your entry with just half a passing yard. I would suggest selecting more on that one. PrizePicks.com/Fletch. PrizePicks.com/Fletch. If you love playing fantasy sports, do what I do and take the sports action to the next level with Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports platform on the continent. This is Fletch, and right now I am in sports heaven with the football playoffs in full swing, the big game coming up, and basketball season really heating up. There's no better way to turn all the big games into 100 times your money than with Prize Picks. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. Today is Flex Friday. You got to check that out because you can basically get a free entry if you opt in. You can turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. I love the easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and huge selection of players and stat options. And check this out. Prize Picks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with injury insurance to keep you in the game, even if one of your players goes down. Over 7 million sports fans have already signed up, and I'm one of them. So join me and watch your favorite players and get paid doing it. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use code Fletch. That's code Fletch on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks, pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Again, Patrick Mahomes, more or less than half a passing yard in the big game. That is available right now in your Prize Picks inbox. Coming up next, it is a Bar Cart freaking Friday, and we're ready for some drinks. All right, it's hour 3, and that means it's a Bar Cart Friday. This update presented by eBay Motors. Starting off with Aztecs Hoops. Critical game tomorrow in the Mountain West at Viejas Arena. San Diego State taking on Utah State at 12:30. Pregame coverage gets going live from Viejas Arena's courtyard at 11:30 with John Schaefer and me. Tickets still available at goaztecs.com. Over in the NFL, the Pro Bowl skills competition got going yesterday. The NFC opened up a 6-point lead ahead of the AFC before the 7-on-7 flag football game coming up on Sunday. In the NBA last night, Lakers got a 114-105 win last night over the Celtics. Sixers won a close one over the Jazz, 127-124. eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need for the prices you want, and with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions do apply.
Happy Friday to those who celebrate. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you, and it is a Bar Cart Friday. Yeah! Brought to you by Keg and Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego. Tony Kanja in studio, Rachel Peter in studio. We'll do introductions in a second. Rachel's still busy setting up. We've got Hodling & Co. in company with us this morning, and they have a variety of spirits for us to try. This is probably the most elaborate bar setup we've had so far, boys. This is incredible.
Yeah, this is a spread. I mean, there's
My
what,
gosh.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 8. There's 18 glasses just on the front row. They're like footlights of the theater.
So if you are a Bar Cart Friday listener, enjoyer, buckle up, because I'm pretty sure we're going to see drunk Travis today.
What? Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Fine.
Wait, what?
What?
We never
Come
see.
on.
Speaking of what, we were talking about the Pro Bowl this morning while we're setting up here on a Bar Cart Friday. I do think that if you wanted to skew it more away from like the kid games, dodgeball, basically they're playing laser tag out there in the skill competition. Like maybe just play drinking games.
No, Bussin' with the Boys, what they do with the Beer Olympics every year now, I think it's going to be an annual tradition. That should just be the Pro Bowl.
100%.
Right. Yeah.
Do a
Like
little
invite comedians. Bert Kreischer needs to be there with his shirt off the whole time. The
flip cup.
Yeah.
Beer pong. I mean, dice. You I mean, all the favorites.
I would like to play laser tag though.
Have you ever played a game called Blind Norwegians?
No.
I mean, it involves liquor and condiments, and it is one of the worst ways to get drunk. But even that, what are we doing? You want me to turn the knob
Rachel
up a
needs
little
some
bit?
more volume.
Okay,
She can't
hang
hear.
on.
She can't hear. She can't. There she goes.
How about now?
There you go. Can you hear now, Rachel?
Nothing?
No, still nothing.
Good.
Okay. All right. There we go. There we go.
And we're in.
Okay. We did it.
Rachel Peter joining us from Hodling & Co. Like I said, Rachel, incredible setup here. This is the most alcohol we've had on one table in studio, I think, ever.
Yeah, right. I mean, we're talking variety of alcohol. Yeah, this is crazy. Rachel, by the way, we got a big game tailgate coming up next week. Are you going to be hanging out at the big game tailgate?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
All right.
You didn't say
That's
yes.
a confirmation.
We just got a question on YouTube from Kevin. For the tailgate thing, are there tickets or do I just need to show up? Just show up.
Just show up.
KMB Bistro next Friday morning, 7 a.m. is when we're letting people in. There's going to be sombreros, a big screen TV to give away, a 2-night stay at Seabird, a free round of golf. Plus, Tony Kanja is going to be there, and who knows what he's going to do.
Right.
Who knows?
Yeah. I mean,
We've got some stuff lined up.
our
for you
first
guys.
anniversary,
Yeah.
we all took our shirts off. There was whipped cream involved.
There
Jim
was.
Kennedy's going to be there. He'll probably wear a thong.
There was
Just
Dominic.
May. I think you got a new one for us.
Oh, nice.
What?
God bless America.
Golly.
God bless America. Jay
Golly.
Kennedy is a hero. We thank him for his service.
That's right. That's right. But right now, Rachel, you are pouring up some Junipero.
Yes, I am pouring up some Junipero gin and tonics.
Okay, we're gonna taste this neat.
So if you
That's what
guys
we
have
do.
ever heard of Anchor Steam beer,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
little
All the time.
San Francisco brewery.
It literally has it was my cousin's favorite beer. It has a giant blue anchor on the front of it or whatever. I remember, every time I went home, I would have to drink this with him. And at first I wasn't into it. And I got to be honest with you. It was one of those things that grew on me and I found myself buying it myself. But so Anchor Steam has something to do with Hodling & Co.
Oh, yes, it does. So the man who actually brought Anchor Steam to its acclaimed state, his name's Fritz Maytag. He bought the
It's a hell of a
brewery.
name.
Yeah,
no
Fritz
doubt.
Maytag.
He does he
Yeah.
does washer and dryers too.
He is
Right.
actually from Maytag family,
course,
so
of
you're not
course
far
he
off.
is. Yes,
So he bought the brewery, built it up, and then he really actually wanted to start distilling. So in the 80s, he started playing around with pot still rye.
Yeah.
And around that time, no one was doing anything like that in America. So he really brought back craft rye whiskey to America. That was a hit. And then in the 90s, he started doing gin. So that's where Junipero comes into play. It's a higher proof gin than your average gin. You're going to get a lot of botanicals.
If you're doing pot still rye and you don't add the juniper berries, then it's just moonshine. Is that correct? I'm asking in quick. Okay, all right,
Dude,
okay.
I mean, all I know is just from smelling it,
Yeah.
like it's a good name, Junipero, because you smell all of
Right.
that juniper. You
Heavy
smell,
juniper, for
oh
sure.
my god.
Okay, let's take a little sip.
And a badass bottle.
Mm-hmm.
So even though Anchor Steam is gone, we still have
Wow.
Anchor Spirits.
Wow, hold on.
Ooh, that is nice.
So
Hold
for
on.
those of you missing that beer, we still have the gin.
Regular price on this at keganbottle.com is $40. It's on sale right now for $35. It's a $35 bottle,
Dude,
Tony.
that's smooth.
Yeah.
Very smooth and delicious, as you just noticed.
Wow,
Tony, you not only took down your beard, you took down the prices.
Yeah, right.
Both of which you took down too far, by the way.
Well, what I try to do is for everyone, all the listeners for the shows, do that. So that's not the regular price, but that's what it's going to be until Monday.
Wow,
All right,
how about
right on.
that? That's awesome. That's awesome.
And then this is the gin and tonic with the Junipero.
Yes, my
All right,
favorite
okay.
way to consume this gin. Also excellent in a dirty martini, but I thought it was a little harsh for an 8 a.m. drinking.
No,
session.
that's
So-
where you're
Yeah,
wrong.
you could have done that.
Yeah.
Come on. All right, a little
She
gin and
just now
tonic.
met you guys.
Okay.
Well,
Yes.
that's
Wow.
stupid.
That is
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
awesome. Okay, so Junipero makes a hell of a gin and tonic. I'll say that.
No doubt. Is it?
Um,
I mean, you didn't do anything but gin and tonic in here.
Yeah.
That's it.
And is this the preferred glass size for a gin and tonic?
Yeah, it's like a half gallon.
Actually, I was going to ask if we could have a larger glass. Like I was thinking maybe half carafe. This is
Usually we go for a Tom Collins, but today we got special.
I love it.
glass here
I
for you
love
guys.
it.
This is absolutely awesome.
Wow.
I told her you were big guys, and she brought. big
She didn't mess
glasses.
around.
There's no
Rachel,
question
Rachel,
about
are you a sports girl?
I try.
You try.
I
you
like
try?
watching games at the bars.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, who doesn't?
Who
Super
doesn't,
Super
right?
Bowl Chiefs 49ers. Do you have a lean? Any team that you like better than the other? Are you a Swiftie? Are you all
Oh, yeah.
into
Yeah.
yeah?
Do you have Taylor Swift fatigue?
Yes.
Oh,
Don't we all?
Okay.
Thank God.
Wow. Well,
No,
I
these
don't
two
know.
don't.
You gotta
They're-
love
I-
her,
I love
respect
love.
it,
I
but
can't get enough Taylor Swift.
We look on this show, Fletch excluded. We love love.
Yes.
And I mean, it is a love story between Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. I have no idea why Fletch is trying to deny us
Right.
this romance.
It's incredible.
Anytime anybody's making this much money, I just question marks start popping up.
Well,
I think they broke up. I think they broke up like 3 weeks ago.
What?
No.
And they're keeping it
They're
alive for
keeping
the
it alive
NFL
until after
storyline?
Super Bowl. There'll be a breakup 2 weeks after Super
No,
Bowl.
Why
is
you
my
gotta be
prediction.
like that?
Tony, on the
Wait,
field, they were
what is
talking
going
about how
on?
proud they were of each other and how much they love each other.
Yeah,
I think she whispered. Some people misheard it. She whispered, "I've never been so turned on in my life." She said that to
Wait.
him on the field.
And
Yeah.
not I've never been so proud of you.
They isolated the volume.
And
I mean, that sounds like love to me.
I've never been so turned on in my life.
That's
That's what it sounded like.
that's what she said.
I don't know.
Yeah, why not? What do you have for us,
what,
TD, this
what
morning?
what I got is Jim Harbaugh. We talked about it a little bit earlier. He's going to be moving from his house from Michigan to Southern California in an RV.
That's right.
Yeah, it's cool. He's going to camp out near the Chargers facility for a few months. No big deal. Tennessee Titans reportedly hiring Jacksonville Jaguars pass game coordinator Nick Holtz as their new offensive coordinator. Does that sound right? I just copied and pasted that.
No, yeah.
It
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
See, I feel like that was confusing.
I wasn't listening.
He's
Sounds
a
good.
passing game coordinator with the Jacksonville Jaguars,
I knew
former
that.
OC with the
knew
Rebels. Yeah, you got it.
I knew it. So we were talking Taylor Swift. CBS Sports Chair Sean McManus says that CBS and Nickelodeon Super Bowl ad inventory is officially sold out at record prices. And I quote, "I'm happy to report today we're officially sold out for both the games on CBS and Nickelodeon side by side. end quote. However, it's being attributed to Taylor Swift.
Okay.
All the record prices, right? Also, speaking of Taylor Swift, she's filed for a new trademark for TaylorCon. So if you're looking for a meetup for Taylor Swift fans or educational programs and workshops around music and entertainment, that's what was filed on January 27th. TaylorCon coming to a city near you.
I swear, if we put Taylor Swift on the like NASDAQ or the S&P 500, like, I'm investing. It's only going to go up.
She she has more money than most countries in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some scores around the NBA. The Cavs muscled the Grizzlies 108-101.
Yep, we saw it. We should have seen that coming.
The Knicks of New York peppermint pattied the Pacers 109-105. The Lakers river danced the Celtics 114-105. And the 76ers autobotted the Jazz 127-124.
I don't get that one.
Jazz was part of Generation 1 Autobots, the G1 Autobots.
Jesus. I mean,
well, yeah, everybody knows that, right, Tony?
He's new. I knew that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Why? Jazz. He was like a Porsche.
We need the king of the nerds.
We need a mid-segment lap.
We need. We do
John.
need.
What?
We should probably take a lap.
Yeah. I should take a lap right now.
Yeah, you just had an Autobots reference in the middle of a sports update.
I've been saving it for Friday. Hang on. Right back, Rachel.
All right. So while Travis Dale takes a lap, great opportunity to give a shout out to Hodling & Co., who's in studio with us. We just tried the Junipero gin. We had a gin and tonic. Tony, this is good juice.
Loving it. Tasting good. Yeah, hang on. Let's drink
And I love that Tony just jumped right into Travis.
I said, when he comes back, I want to make him sit in my seat.
You should.
I'm like, Travis, you're getting a little punishment.
Yeah.
You're sitting over there.
Knock down the totem pole.
Yeah. No, this is delicious. Well done. Hey, Travis.
Hey, yeah.
I think your seat's right there now.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, you got those other headphones on.
Holy
Also, a
smokes.
good time to remind everyone what's happening next Friday, Richie.
Oh, yeah. So next Friday, Keg and Bottle, one of the 10 locations in Del Cerro. They also have K&B Bistro right there, north on College Avenue, off of the 8. We are going to be hosting the Big Rich TD and Fletch Big Game Tailgate Party. It is open to the listeners. You do not have to RSVP. There's no tickets to purchase. You just show up right there at K&B Bistro in Del Cerro, and you could win a 65-inch big screen TV to watch the big game. We'll deliver it to your house, by the way.
Maybe Saturday, because I have a feeling Friday's going to go downhill fast.
Well, that could be Saturday afternoon?
Yeah.
After nap?
After nap. Afternoon.
Right.
Also, we have a free round of golf provided by the guys at Long Ball Hard Ice Tea. We'll send you out to Cottonwood Golf Club with you and your buddies, or we can go out with you if you don't have a foursome you want to play with. We've got a 2-night stay at the Seabird Hotel out in Oceanside. It's right there on the Pacific Ocean. You'll have views of the sunset while you're in the jacuzzi on the rooftop pool deck. And then there's one other thing.
Man zone.
I keep forgetting about the most important thing. You'll get a month of
client.
You'll get the month of free testosterone at the Man Zone with Dr. Roy David. If you are, of course, in need of testosterone, they're gonna have to test you first. But a gift card coming your way.
By the way,
Anyways,
Peter Salas has been calling dibs on that one. Peter, you have just as much chance as anybody else.
that's right. You can't give it away. You got to win it, Peter.
That's right. That's right.
Must be present to win.
Must be present to win. You got to show up.
Well, you got to show up to get in the drawing.
Yeah, that's
But,
exactly
but I don't think you have to be there to actually win it.
I'll agree with that.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
And that brings us back to this morning because we have Rachel Peter in here with us, Hodling & Co. We just tried the gin. We're going to move on to the bourbon next. Is that correct, Rachel?
Yes, it is.
Oh, my goodness.
So next we're moving on to some Hirsch bourbon.
Okay.
Best bourbon, in my opinion.
Real? Okay.
Well, the best in your opinion.
The best. We source the absolute best whiskeys around America. So this one specifically is from Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. And this mash bill.
I love that bottle.
100%, right? It's beautiful. Even on the bottom of the bottle, so cute. It says, "Leave no stone unturned."
Oh my gosh!
You gotta literally turn the bottle, finish it.
That's awesome.
To read it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
A lot of little Easter eggs on here. Even says the mash bill. So this one that we're drinking right now is a 5-year, 3-month aged bourbon. 75% corn, 21% rye, and 4% malted barley.
All
Hey,
right.
Rachel, get that microphone like an inch from you. Yeah, that's perfect.
Boom,
Yep.
boom,
We
okay.
don't want to miss a thing. All right, so let's try this bourbon neat. Give
Okay.
it a sip. This is the Hirsch bourbon from Hodling & Co.
Yep.
That is smooth stuff too, man.
What the heck?
Okay, so the Junipero gin was awesome. This, I mean, look, we're definitely whiskey drinkers here. We dig it.
Mhm.
This is good stuff. Thank you, Rachel.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, the cocktail though. What did you put in the cocktail?
So what you're drinking for the cocktail is actually called a Gold Rush. I tried to keep it super simple to really highlight the bourbon.
Yeah.
So it's just lemon, honey, simple syrup, and bourbon.
All right.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
gold rushes. I love the simple ingredients. It's easy for our listeners. So good.
Exactly. Yeah. So if anyone's listening at home, you want to make this, you just do 3/4 ounces of lemon. Make a honey simple. Just add water and honey to a saucepan. 50-50. 3/4 of an ounce of that. 2 ounces of bourbon. You're straight.
You know what's great about this drink is there's nothing that outshines the other. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a bourbon forward, but you get the lemon in there. You can taste the honey. That's a good drink.
This is damn good.
Yeah.
This
Well
is-
done.
Thank you. Yeah.
On the Mount Rushmore of Bar Car Friday drinks we've had.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
good.
up there. I'll tell you, you know what this tastes like?
Look at her.
This is
She's
gonna
happy.
sound so strange. This tastes like something that I would want to drink like if I had a cold.
Okay. I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing. Like, this is a good wake up. Take a little sip, get your vocal cords warmed up.
I feel. I mean, like, listen to my voice right now.
It's really good.
Yeah. All of a
Really
sudden,
good.
I'm a sultry baritone.
If you're on the
Maybe I'm a
iHeartRadio app,
tenor.
That's right.
it's HD.
That's right. It's just HD. If you're listening on the free iHeartRadio app, hit us up on the talkback mic, lower right hand side. See a little microphone there. Tap that mic. Send us a shout out or request. Anything you want to share. We'll see if we can get you on the radio here.
It's
We're just
Cool Guy.
hanging and banging, man. We're hanging and banging.
Yeah. We have this guy who works here, Rachel.
To brew it.
We call him iHeart Cool Guy. We'll never say his name on air. I don't even think he would mind if we said his name on air.
No.
But he is the coolest human being you've ever met.
Mhm.
Like, he's kind of in shape. He's kind of muscly. He wears like t-shirts that are ironic or cool.
I've seen him shirtless. He's not kind of in shape.
Is he
He's
ripped?
jacked.
I mean,
Of course he is.
Okay, and then
Wait,
he'll
I'm like,
say-
is he in the building
Well,
right
I
now?
was gonna say, all of a sudden, Rachel's like, why am I stuck with you guys? Hey, listen, Rachel, SDFatLoss.com. We have lost nearly 150 pounds here as a show.
Yeah, if you,
so,
think, if you
I mean,
think we look good now, just wait. We're going to hit another reduction phase with SDFatLoss.com. No, but I heard Cool Guy. He'll say things like, you just walk into him, normal people. He'd be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? And you just go, oh, everything's good. Or, hey, I'm fine. How are you? He goes, yep. Hanging and banging, man. Just brew it and do
That's
it.
right.
He's making coffee. He goes, just brew it and do it. I'm like, that is the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Excellente, brother.
yes, excellente. Are you pouring up some rider tears? Yeah, I mean, nothing but fear of them tears. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I love that.
Yeah, okay.
I might steal that.
Okay.
The dude is the
Yes.
coolest human being we've ever met. And every time I'm near him, I get nervous now
Yeah.
because we talk about him so much. God damn it.
'Cause
He's like James Dean.
Yeah. We'll have him come by.
What? You're not allowed to say James Dean? No, the other thing.
Sorry,
Oh,
you got
yeah,
dumped.
That's fine.
Oh, I missed it
Did I
completely.
curse? Did I curse? Oh, I do this sometimes.
Oh, you GD'd it.
Oh, I
yeah,
GD'd it.
you GD'd it.
Yeah, it's occasional.
Yeah.
I'll GD it every once in a while. Gosh darn it. Gee golly.
Yeah.
All
it
right,
happens.
so we tried the Junipero Gin from Hodling & Co. We tried the Hirsch Bourbon, both available at keganbottle.com or any of the 10 locations in San Diego, Tony.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome
They're there.
stuff.
We picked these because they're delicious and they're available, and I thought you would enjoy them.
Dude,
Yeah.
100%. Do we have more to try, Rachel?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh my-
do we want-
We
okay,
do.
this is
Got a
really
couple
good
more
news.
things.
It was really hard for me to keep it just down to 4 because in our portfolio, we have over 30 brands.
Okay,
Oh,
so
wow.
coming up
Wow.
next, there's something called Writer's Tears Copper Pot Irish Whiskey coming up next.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, oh yeah.
This is the best day of my
Yeah,
life.
this is fantastic.
The best day of my life.
This is how we celebrate Groundhog Day. Okay.
Punxsutawney Phil, we had a visit from the executive director of Pennsylvania Tourism, and now we get Rachel Peter and
That's right.
Hodling & Co.
That's right.
Best day ever.
If today feels like a fever dream, wait till next Friday.
Yeah, this is only going to get weirder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, it certainly is.
I started reaching out to people and said, "Hey, what are you doing next Friday?" And then they're like, yeah, I'm busy, can't make it. And then I told them what we were doing. They're like, oh, I'll be there.
Yeah.
So almost everyone's coming. Everyone you've heard in the last year. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of people, Tony.
A lot of people.
That's going to be
It's a
awesome.
big place.
Spill over onto the patio. KMB Bistro North on College Avenue, right on the 8, off the 8 freeway. It is going to be the big game tailgate party with Tony Concha at his place, KMB Bistro. We cannot wait. We expect to see everybody who's listening right now in San Diego.
Paris is asking if he needs to bring White Monsters and cigars.
I mean, it doesn't hurt. You know what you should do is, well, wait,
extras.
Hold on, Tony. Can you pick up White Monsters and cigars from Keg and Bottle there?
They're there.
That's what I thought.
They're there.
That's what I
White
thought.
Monsters are there. There's 2 full doors of cigars. There's probably over 300 cigars to choose from.
Jeez.
Yeah, Paris, I think you stop by and we buy you a White Monster and a cigar.
Bingo.
Yeah,
Done deal.
That's how it works.
All right. Coming up next, we're going to do our NFL barrel picks of the week. We've got to get to those, guys. And we're going to do it a little differently. Maybe
AFC or NFC?
maybe what we'll do is we'll look ahead at some of the prop bets or some of the early lines.
That's a good idea.
Patrick Mahomes, half yard.
I got heads.
PrizePicks.com/flex. Patrick Mahomes, half a yard. That's all it takes.
Wow. Really? Because I usually use DraftKings. I use DraftKings. You can download their new app, Pick Six.
Yeah.
Right now. DraftKings, the leader in fantasy sports.
You guys are so cool. Fantasy football ad reads. That's really
Rich, you want to come to my side.
Okay, well, listen. I mean, what's your promo code again?
SD760. I mean, it's so much easier. SD760.
SD760. Fine. I'll make a decision and I'll announce it on the other
They're
side.
the same
How about
amount of letters.
That's
Damn it.
It's barrel picks.
it's barrel picks on the other side. Plus, we're going to get into some Irish whiskey with Hodel & Co. But before we run, I got to talk to you guys about my feet.
Speaking of running.
Yeah. I mean, I don't run without my arch supports from the Good Feet store.
Yeah.
I think we all know that.
Right.
I don't do a lot of running, but when I do.
Did Good Feet request no smooth jazz in the background?
Yeah, they strictly forbid it. If
There
there's
we go.
smooth jazz, they say, oh, never mind, it's
There we
back.
go.
Yeah, so instead, we'll keep the smooth jazz and we'll also keep the arch supports in the shoes because the Good Feet store has really resolved a lot of my foot, ankle, knee, hip, back pain that I was experiencing after an NFL career. 6 years in the NFL does a number on your body. I had joint pain and I have a lot less of it now. In fact, the hip pain vanished after wearing the arch supports. The knee pain has improved dramatically. The back pain, I barely deal with that anymore because I didn't realize it, but I wasn't supporting my arches the right way. And after meeting with the experts over at the Good Feet store, doing the whole try before you buy experience, I just feel great. So I want that for all of our listeners. Head to the Good Feet store. There's 200 plus locations around the U.S. and overseas. They've been doing this for 30 plus years. Goodfeet.com for more information. That's goodfeet.com. Bar Cart Friday continues next.
More Bar Cart Friday coming up next. This update is presented by eBay Motors. Starting off here with Aztec Hoops. Critical game in Mountain West play tomorrow at Viejas Arena. San Diego State taking on Utah State at 12:30. Pregame coverage gets going at 11:30 live from the Viejas Arena courtyard. Tickets still available at goaztecs.com. Over in the NFL, the Pro Bowl skills competition got going yesterday. NFC opened up a 6-point lead ahead of the 7-on-7 flag football game coming up on Sunday. In the NBA last night, Lakers got a 114-105 win over the Celtics. Sixers win a close one over the Jazz, 127-124. eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need for the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. We're back. It's Bar Cart Friday. And coming up from 9 to 5 today, your chance to win $1,000 just by listening to San Diego Sports 760. You'll hear a nationwide keyword, enter it at sportssd.com, and your chance to win $1,000 is coming up. First chance at 9 o'clock this morning. Big Rich, we've been sipping on some goodies.
You're damn right. You know what I realized when I ran out of here at break? I threw my headphone inside of the Gold Rush that Rachel made for us.
You can get drunk through your ears.
So
Science.
You can get drunk through your ears? Well, then I'm about to really enjoy the rest of this show. I got to tell you, you sound like you're underwater. But yeah, we're joined by Rachel Peters. She's in here with Hodeling and Co. I keep wanting to say yodeling so bad, Rachel.
Phonetically, it's very close. So
it really is.
You're not off.
We've tried the gin, we've tried the bourbon, the Junipero gin, the Hirsch bourbon. Both of those were absolutely delicious. We're going to move on a Bar Cart Friday to the Writer's Tears Copper Pot Irish whiskey. It's triple distilled. I'm showing it to all of our YouTube streamers out there who are watching instead of listening this morning. This is another awesome bottle. I got to say, his name's Fritz Maytag. He's the owner-operator of Hodeling and Co.
Hodeling, yes. So,
who does he hire to do all the label making and the bottle?
So these actually come from Walsh Distillery in Ireland.
Yeah.
We distill our Junipero gin and Old Potrero rye whiskey in-house, but we are also an importer.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
we import over 30 different brands from all over the world, from Thailand to Japan, we have Scotch, we have Irish whiskey, obviously.
Producer Shelley in Thailand right now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
from
yeah. So
Star
she-
94.1.
Yeah, so is she maybe harvesting things? Yeah.
For
It could-
Juniper.
Fine.
They just put her
Fine.
straight to work. She's working for Fritz Maytag
Yeah.
now. Sorry, Jesse Lozano.
That just happened.
Yeah, boom.
Yeah.
Take that.
Kim, are you a gin and tonic girl?
Oh yeah.
Okay, all
So
right. Well,
Kim-
yeah. Okay. Well,
One of our favorite salespeople,
Mhm.
Kim, just walked through the door, and she's what are you sipping on this morning though? You got coffee, iced coffee, iced latte.
yeah.
She got a
Baileys? You put
venti.
Baileys in it.
Put some whiskey
Yeah,
in it.
I was
put some
gonna say we
whiskey
can
in it.
easily make that an Irish coffee.
Right. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you.
So Rachel Peter, the Ryder Tears Copper Pot Irish whiskey imported straight from the Isle of Ireland. We're gonna taste it in what cocktail have you crafted for us here?
Oh wait, did you already taste it?
Oh
Nate?
shoot! No,
Wait,
I
whoa,
didn't.
whoa,
Okay,
whoa,
I'm
whoa,
jumping
whoa.
ahead. Wow, Rachel, hang on. Don't tell us
Tony
what,
always
what
says,
cocktail.
taste it naked first.
We got to
That's
taste
right.
it naked.
That's right. Here we go.
Which okay, I'll pop my
Yeah,
top.
yeah.
Hang
Take
on.
take
No,
it
I'm
off.
kidding.
Okay.
So this is a copper pot, vatted aged single pot still, single malt whiskey, distilled entirely from single pot and malt,
Yeah.
without grain.
Yeah, which I mean, around here we like it better that way.
Yeah, that's right. We're like grain. Whoa.
All three of the drinks we've tried by themselves, none of them have crazy burn.
No,
No. They're all sippable.
really, really mellow. That is,
And
really
we're
good
drinking them
stuff.
room temp. They're not even chilled.
No, this is good stuff.
Come on. Normally $60 on sale right now at keganbottle.com for $50. This is good stuff.
This
Speaking
is
of-
perfect for St. Patrick's Day coming up.
Oh my
yes.
goodness!
It's right
And
around the corner.
Nobody
St. Patty's.
celebrates St. Patrick's Day
Like Travis Dale.
like
Like us.
Like,
Thank you very much.
you remember we
No, 'cause,
I
you know,
recall.
he remembers because he backed out of many of the things that it took to
One
go
of
3
the
hours
things.
to Irish.
One of the things.
Yeah, it was 3 hours to Irish,
Yeah.
and you weren't Irish
I
by the end
backed
of the
out.
3
You're
hours.
right. I backed out of one thing because in college I threw up on that one
No.
thing like 5 times.
Dumb.
Guinness
Dumb.
and Bailey's Irish whiskey, you can't call it what it used to be called, but I guess we call it a cement mixer,
Yeah.
something like that.
Because it literally curdles in the glass.
dude, stop it,
Yeah.
stop it.
Dude, you
Listen-
got some bad Baileys.
Yeah.
I got a knockoff.
Thank you. Thank you.
You got the college equivalent.
Thank you,
No,
I'll bring you
Tony
some good
Conja.
stuff. I'll bring you some
You
good stuff.
drop
this
it in
year.
a Guinness, you slam it down.
I thought it tasted good.
I made corned beef and cabbage.
That was tasty.
we had a potato peel off.
We
It really
did.
smelled like
wait,
farts.
wait, hold on.
Wait, who
you
won?
won?
You won it.
I won.
You won.
But Fletch wasn't involved. Why?
Because I was
'Cause-
filming.
No, because you didn't bring a potato.
Oh, that's right.
Or
Yeah.
a peeler.
Yeah.
It's
Lame.
BYOP.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was
is
BYOP.
BYOP.
Thank
Thank you,
Speaking
Rachel.
of the
Obviously.
discounts we got going on, Tony, you might want to listen up. 913, gonna spend some money next week, so get your supply ready.
Woo!
That's what
Now,
I like to hear.
913, the
That's our boy.
supply at Keg and Bottle is always ready.
That's our boy.
Don't
Literally
worry.
from
That's our
the
boy.
floor to the roof, 25-foot high ceilings,
honestly.
full of boots.
Hey, 913, if you're bored, you can help us do some inventory.
Yeah.
We started January 1. We're not done.
He,
No, really?
913. Wow.
Jeez.
Oh,
You'll
not
ever be
done.
done
You have that much inventory.
By the way, it is
12
February.
stores.
Yeah.
It's 12 stores, though. We're like
No,
bottle
I
by
get it.
bottle.
Yeah.
Jeez.
True.
We're going to live inventory, so
Very
we know
true.
exactly what we have, and it's been a nightmare.
913, one of the original hangers, the bangers, the roadies, the dogs, which we are collecting quite the crew here.
Dude, yeah.
That I feel like we should make a website exclusively for the hangers, the bangers, the roadies, the dogs.
I'll bet you that
100%.
domain name is open.
Hangers, bangers, roadies, dogs.com.
Hold on.
Can you just look up that quick?
Yeah. Hang on.
Better
And by
buy
the way, if you're listening, do not purchase it. If you're listening to us right now, we are feverishly
I
typing.
can't type.
I mean, maybe it's the pot stilled Irish whiskey we've been drinking. Speaking
on.
of which, Rachel, what cocktail did you craft out of the Irish whiskey, the Writer's Tears?
Yeah, so again, keeping it simple, just a whiskey ginger. So we did some Writer's Tears and ginger ale, top that with lime.
Okay.
Excellent.
You
I was just in Ireland smashing a lot of these. So
okay.
What, wait, you were just in Ireland?
I was just in Ireland.
When
Wow.
In October. yeah.
I was
Okay.
at Penn State, and this is many years ago. I graduated. I was drafted in 2009. Okay. Whiskey gingers was, I mean, you want to talk about smashing whiskey
That
gingers?
is my drink.
It's
I mean,
easy.
This is it.
This is what I order at a bar, and this one is incredible.
Oh my God. You got a soft touch, Rachel. This is awesome. Oh my
Well
Oh,
done.
yeah, I don't
well
have my
done.
mic on. I'm sitting here talking.
It's over there just moaning.
Listen, rookie.
He's getting there.
Oh, this is so good.
Yeah. Call me the Thunder Conductor.
Which, by the way, we found out today from the executive director of Pennsylvania Tourism.
Right.
His name's Michael Chapeloni.
Because that's what we do on this show.
Well, listen, it's Groundhog's Day, so we
Yeah,
have to talk
come
to
on.
somebody who's boots on the ground in Punxsutawney.
Exactly right.
He said that the inner circle around Punxsutawney Phil, they all have nicknames, and one of them's Thunder Conductor. Another one is Moonshine. These are local businessmen who take care of Punxsutawney Phil in the library throughout the year.
Death cult.
Would you say
Death cult?
It does sound a little culty. It does, yeah.
Not saying I wouldn't be a part of it,
Come on.
but I am saying that it's a death cult.
Yeah, it could be.
This website running really slow as I'm trying to shore up this this domain name.
So, did you make sure you spelled everything correctly?
No, I didn't.
So it is Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. It's Bar Car Friday. We're very excited about what we're doing today. But next week on Friday, it is the Bar Car Friday to end all Bar Car Fridays.
Yeah,
but they'll keep going after that.
What the hell?
Well,
What the hell?
Yeah,
I'm just saying this is going to be the biggest and best opportunity you've ever had to interact with this show, and we've ever had to say thank you to everybody who's a part of this show every single day, which the roadies, the dogs, the hangers, the bangers are the biggest part of this show. So come out and see us. We got a ton of great prizes for you, including a free month of testosterone from the Man Zone.
yeah. Dr. Roy,
That's right.
He's not going to be there to administer it. You're going to have to go in and get tested and stuff. But if you're a candidate, you're going to get tested up.
And then Rich's birthday / Valentine's Day is coming up February 14th. We got a 2-night stay for you to take the missus or for the missus to take the mister.
With
for
Rich
any
Orberger.
combination.
You and Rich Orberger.
Yeah, it's going to be me, you, and your wife at the Seabird, and we're only getting a king size.
And we're giving you a 2-night stay for it. So if you want to get down with Big Rich, that's where you got to go. A 65-inch TV.
Dogs?
Yes. 65-inch TV. A bunch of Pit Viper sunglasses, all going to be given away on the spot, plus a free round of golf for you to take whoever you want.
Yeah,
we got
provided by Long Ball, Hard Iced Tea. Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the Big Rich TV.
Yeah,
and
sombreros will be providing food.
Mexican food.
There are so many items I can't even keep track here.
And we get
that
to-
Dom's throwing things out.
We'll taste test the food on next Wednesday before the big game tailgate.
Yeah, we get to have a little sneak preview.
Good. We need that.
This is going to be the best.
Yeah. Hangers, bangers, roadies, dogs.com. It's ours.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
we did it.
We own like 14 domains now.
Well, we need them all. I think it's very important to remember we do need them all.
And we do have offers on the table for barcarfriday.com.
Yeah, that is true.
You're
That is
damn
true.
right.
Is it up to $1 million yet? Because once it hits $1 million, we're cashing.
Yeah, we're cashing
We're a
out.
little ways away
and we're
from
gonna-
$1 million.
And we're finally going to buy that bar cart. It's been promised so many times by so many
I
people.
literally was going to say that. Didn't we get promised like 4 or 5
Yeah,
times?
so-
Yeah, your boy Lauren, where's he at?
We're going to call him out next week. We're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Hey, Lauren, you bringing the bar cart?"
Oh, he better. You
He's
know what?
like,
He
"Oh,
better
yeah,
show up to the
it's like-
party.
it's half built in my garage.
I have a stack of wood in my garage that was meant for a bar cart. And it's getting pillaged now.
We got promised a few trips.
Oh, we did.
Oh, yeah.
We,
We
better
still
have
going to
some-
Mexico,
Wait,
boys?
hold on.
Damn right.
Is Kalinga going to be there?
So he hasn't responded yet. But
Yeah.
We'll call him out live on the air.
Okay.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! Yeah,
Craig?
that actually
Craig, you coming?
sounds like a real big mistake to call him out on air.
Well, we can
sounds
call
like the
Craig
wrong
out.
guy.
He signed our bottle
Yeah.
of Chapo.
Let's call
Little Choppa.
we call Craig out, yes, the distributor, but not Chapo.
No,
Not Chapo. No, no, no,
Chapo.
no, 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 no,
We're
no,
not
no.
calling out Chapo.
No.
We're also supposed to go on Chapo's yacht while Travis chops agave.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know why I was put to work.
He said, "Yes, the fat one will work the fields while the rest of us drink and dine on my boat." And then we're just like, "Whatever you say,
strange.
Chapo."
He said, "Don't worry, we'll bring back tuna for you."
Yeah, it was very odd how you guys were getting to go live a lavish lifestyle, and I was like, it was like you will only work 16 to 18 hours a day.
We were like, "You will eat tuna tail scraps for the rest, like a dog."
I hope you like the taste of dirt.
Of course, it's red clay where we grow all our agave.
That's right. That's right.
All right, listen, we didn't do barrel picks, and we may not. I mean, who knows?
AFC, NFC. It's pretty simple. Pick them.
NFC, it's the NFC.
we'll get-
NFC already has a 6-point lead.
Yeah, I'm going
Pick 'em.
NFC.
We'll get to, I guess. I mean, we also have Hodling and Co. in studio. Rachel has been pouring us drinks, making us drinks. Incredible job so far. We've tried the Hirsch bourbon. We've tried the Writer's Tears Irish whiskey. We've tried the Junipero gin. We got one more spirit and cocktail coming up.
Did you see the lead story there in bottom of the barrel?
What was it? No.
What?
next.
We'll tease it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some quick,
Oh my
That's
God!
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
We have another live remote coming up, apparently.
quick comments to check in on. Daniel Ayersman says, "What up, boys? I'll see you next Friday." Daniel, we will see you next Friday.
We're excited to
Rich
meet
McGuire, Rich, I will see you tomorrow night at Aztecs basketball, but he says Irish whiskey's the way to go. Rich, you're not wrong.
Yeah, it's really good. Bottom of the barrel coming up next. For now, I want to talk to everybody about my ever shrinking waistline. It's really still, it's coming down, guys.
It is.
I mean, we've checked my belly button depth recently.
You know, it's
Oh,
weird.
so when I do it, it's
Whoa, whoa,
weird.
wait a second. Hang on.
No, you didn't start the read.
The way you described it, first and foremost, you were talking about how many knuckles. Look, the point is,
How else do you measure a belly button?
we've all lost so much weight.
Rachel is here, guys.
Yeah. Will you please, Fletch?
easy. Golly.
Embarrassing of us in front of all of our new friends.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel.
But yeah, so scfatloss.com has been incredible for the three of us. We all joined forces on a group chat, and we met up with Wayne and Chloe, the weight loss team over at scfatloss.com, and they were like, "Listen, Fatsos, this is going to be very simple. All you have to do is listen to us and you're going to lose weight fast." And we said, yeah, right. We tried it. We lost like 3 pounds as a show.
We're next level fit, guys.
I think if you've
Actually,
been
we
listening,
gained weight as a show when we were doing Next Level Fit,
I
guys.
did. I did. It's weird how many pounds I put on just doing paleo.
when we tried to lose weight, we gained weight. So we were a bit lost. And then Wayne and Chloe helped us within the first week. Actually, I'll give you the first 2 week stats. Within the first 2 weeks, we lost over 60 pounds as a show. It was outrageous. 60 pounds between 3 people.
It honestly sounds like we're making that up. We are not making that up.
We got the receipts.
Yeah.
We can show you the messages. I actually reached out to Chloe in a weak moment saying, "Hey, am I okay? I've lost a lot of weight." And she's like, "No, just keep going."
I'm losing 3 pounds a day.
She's like, "Do you understand how fat you were when you started?" She actually did not say that. Chloe's very sweet. So is Wayne. The weight loss team with scfatloss.com have helped thousands of clients across the United States and all over the world. All you have to do is get to that website and they will lead the way. A lot of people taking prescription drugs to lose weight these days. That can be dangerous.
Dumb idea.
Off-label prescriptions. You lose the weight, you gain it right back. It's called yo-yo dieting. You don't want to do it. It could strain your body. It could hurt your heart. This is going to actually fill your heart with joy as you look in the mirror and you check out that scale, see the weight drop in sdfatloss.com. Be like Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Lose that unwanted weight. sdfatloss.com.
Yeah, man, we are doing it right on a Bar Cart Friday. Woo! Bottom of the barrel coming up next.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. It is a Bar Cart Friday.
What the hell was just chosen?
Happy Friday to those who celebrate
music.
What is this music?
This
awesome is what it is.
I'll tell you what this music is, John Fink.
Tell me.
It's not music we're paid for.
That's fair enough.
If there's
Yeah.
one thing I know,
Free license.
if the Royals are listening,
Yeah.
this one's free. This is royalty-free Fridays.
That's right.
No.
That's right.
Okay, so we have Bottom of the Barrel, and we have a very important story to this show. And I wish we could play music on this show because we would be jamming out.
Do you not love this music?
Well, no, I love
It's-
it.
it's sultry.
I'm not embracing it with arms wide open.
That's a little bit of a teaser.
Okay,
to Bottom
all right.
of the Barrel.
That's
All right. It's also Tony Kanja, Keg and Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego. It's his time to shine because in 7 days from today, Friday, February 9th, we're showing up at KMB Bistro. The Big Rich, TD, and Fletch Big Game Tailgate is happening at Keg and Bottle in Del Cerro.
That's right.
North on College Avenue, right off the 8 freeway. We're going to have tons of prizes to give away.
It's a magical place.
It's a
It
magic.
is.
It's
It
a
is.
Hogwarts of
It
liquor.
Yes.
Kim, you'll be there. You'll
Kim's
be there.
gonna be
Tom
there.
will be there. Rachel, confirmed.
Rachel
Stop
is
texting,
confirmed.
Rachel. Stop texting. Are you
We get a thumbs up.
accepting all of the follow requests on your Instagram?
Well, actually, I have no service, so I'll
yeah.
have to see it later. But for those who want my Instagram,
Oh,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
it is Rachel with the EL, no AEL bullshit. Sorry.
That's okay.
Hold on. Let's start that over.
Oh.
Yeah, let's start that over.
That
This
last
is we're on our fourth cocktail. I'm so sorry.
Last 10 seconds just disappeared.
Rachel's
So it's
Instagram.
at Rachel EL
EL.
Peter, one Peter, not Peters,
Yes.
underscore.
Yes.
Rachel
Wait,
Peter
John,
underscore.
Don't like the
underscore.
plurals.
Okay,
No.
so the
Yeah.
reason why she's giving out her IG is because we had a bunch of texts on the text line saying, "Hey, Rachel's got a nice voice. What's her Instagram?"
I'm watching her on YouTube right now.
Yeah. So we apologize on behalf of everybody who listens to this show, Rachel. All right, so check this out.
I love this music.
You know what?
Just keep it rolling.
It's kind of
honestly.
appropriate now.
I've actually hit You talk back as I'm talking, so you can't hear me.
John,
TD's here.
Yeah, TD's arrived.
Yes.
John Fink
Yes,
joining
sir.
us from News Radio Kogo 600. When you've partaken in Bar Cart Fridays,
Yes.
and you've witnessed Travis Dale in this.
What? Why does it always have to go back to
Hang on.
me?
Because you're the one using the talkback feature
I
live
mean-
on air.
This is par for the
If I
course.
hit talk back, you can't hear me on air. By the way.
Exactly.
Was that on purpose, Travis? You
Yeah.
just don't want people like, oh,
No. It's just me
Practice
talking, and I keep hitting
All
talk
right, we got
back.
2 minutes left of the show. We have
Okay.
one more cocktail to try.
Yeah,
What do
we
we
oh
do.
yes.
We
Okay.
do,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Enough
Sorry.
out of me. Let's
Yeah.
Back to work.
All right,
John.
so this is-
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Rachel.
Nika from the barrel.
Oh, sorry. Thank you,
Nika from the
Nika
barrel.
from the
Nika from the
barrel.
barrel.
Super
Not Jenny
sought
from the
after.
block.
This is
All of a sudden,
normally
it was like, Rachel, your voice has changed.
this is normally a $100 bottle.
This is normally a $100 bottle. It's $79.99 right now.
Oh,
But you got to taste it. Let's taste it, Neek.
Okay.
Oh, it's incredible.
This
Rachel,
is really an exceptional bottle.
Yep.
100 different barrels go into this blend, into one bottle.
Wow.
For packing a lot of heat, a lot of flavor, very complex.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's smoky, but it's not too
51.4%.
smoky.
Exactly. Yeah, it's hot, but it's very balanced.
Oh, do you want us to throw an ice cube in this?
103
You
proof.
might want to throw an ice cube just because it is a little higher proof.
Proof.
It does
Yeah.
say proof.
I don't know where
That's
that
a
ice
fresh
came
ice.
from.
No, it's fresh. It's
Okay.
fresh.
Oh, it's a fresh.
I trust your fingers.
Okay. Here we go.
It's gonna be fine.
Big Rich TD
And I
and Plus.
call
Trust
our
the fingers.
cocktail the Hokkaido
on,
Old
it's-
Fashioned.
Wow. You know what?
There's
Wow.
no burn to it.
So
No.
this one, and what's it called? The Nika?
Nika is the name of the brand.
Yeah.
Japanese whiskey. We also have gin and vodka.
Yeah.
And this one is the from the barrel.
What's the drink you made
So
up
the
here,
drink
Rachel?
is my favorite way to consume whiskey, an old fashioned.
Intravenously.
Yes.
Oh.
Well,
In
yeah.
Rich's ear.
Yeah.
We're gonna put it in an IV bag, and we'll be right back after
right.
this short break from our sponsors.
Yeah.
Pass the
It
turkey
is awesome. We do have to go, but make sure you come out to the Big Game Tailgate next Friday
Oh
at
my
KMB
gosh.
Bistro. A huge thank you to Rachel for coming in
smokes.
today.
Rachel, this is awesome.
Get
Thanks
on
for
over to
having me, guys.
kegbottle.com
Yeah.
today. Buy everything we talked about. We're going to be live on TikTok right after the show. So starting literally right now at Big Rich TD Fletch on TikTok.
Yeah, and guess what? Creed, they've announced a tour. Creed.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my
Fantastic. And we got the coach coming up at noon. Yeah, so,
I didn't think they could take me higher.
Right?
Coach John Quintera filling in for the Darren Smith Show today at noon with Marty and Jay Riff. Make sure you're listening. We got to go. Get on TikTok at Big Rich TD and Fletch. We love you. See you Monday.
Okay, bye.